Thank you, Gabby Moreno. Excellent job.
Check,
one,
check.
Two. Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Be a little bit louder for you. Oh, there we go.
You got to watch out for that little short in there every now and then. A very pleasant good evening to you as we welcome you inside the broadcast booth from Red Mountain High School. Kevin Derryberry alongside my new partner, the real Andro. That's Chris Andrianos, former offensive coordinator for your 2019 state champion runner-up, the Red Mountain Mountain Lions. Chris, we welcome you in.
Glad to be here, Kevin.
It is absolutely our pleasure. First and foremost, as we prepare for the entrance of the Kyle Enders-led Red Mountain Mountain Lions, currently ranked 9th in the state in the most recent Arizona Varsity Top 10 poll, as Red Mountain coming into tonight's game after an impressive 35-16 victory over Mater Dei Catholic last week in Chula Vista in the San Diego area. And for Coach Enders, he began the season with a victory in his coaching debut.
A very impressive win. You know, it's California state champ. And a lot of factors for your first game, traveling to California, all the other things you have to deal with on the road. And an impressive win for the Mountain Lions for sure.
We'd like to address just a couple of things here before we begin tonight's coverage. First and foremost, I would like to personally thank Mr. Mike Peterson, the head coach of Red Mountain football for the last 5 years. For Coach Peterson, all he did was go 45-15. Check 1 2.
Check, check.
The Eagles have a long toss. They will defer to the second half.
See the 50-yard line right there where the RM is?
What did he do here?
You're on the ball.
Check.
Check, check.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Check, check.
Check 1 2.
Check 1 2.
There we go. No, yep.
Oh, there it is. Yep.
Gotta be careful of that. That's
Good.
check 1 2.
Check, check. I think that's the magic right there.
Check it. Stop. Check, check.
Check, check.
We're moments away from kickoff. 12 minutes up on the Longines scoreboard. We'll try this again. A personal thank you to head coach Mike Peterson. Coach Pete led the Mountain Lions to a 45-15 record over a 5-year span. He was the region coach of the year 2 times, led Red Mountain to a 15-game winning streak in the region, took the Red Mountain Mountain Lions to the semifinals 3 times, took them to Sun Devil Stadium in 2019 with a chance to win the state championship game. We probably did over 60 podcasts together on the Lions Den. I'm going to miss Mike Peterson, and I wish him well in retirement. He did an awful lot for this program, and he left this program in much better shape than the way he found it, and he turned the keys over to Kyle Enders, and that's a fantastic opportunity for Coach Enders.
Oh, yeah, it's a fantastic opportunity, and Enders has already moved into 4th place all-time on the wins list.
Of course, that number came from Tyler Ebel, our longtime public address announcer here in East Mesa. It was Lennox Lawson there with a kind of an inauspicious start as he muffed it initially, was able to recover it, pick up the football, and then finally they will record him out of bounds. And for Carter Crispin and company, they will begin the first drive of the night, working right to left as Red Mountain will wear their all Cardinal uniforms with black helmets and white numbers. It's Carter Crispin, the signal caller, the senior signal caller, coming off an impressive game last week for CC for Carter Crispin. 18. Check that. Snap is back. We're going to go right to the action. It's Lennox Lawson, and there goes Lennox with speed. You're not going to catch him. Right to the 40, 50, 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Lennox Lawson, 92 yards to the house, and that's how we begin tonight's football game.
That was an impressive play there. A little quick pitch out to Lennox, and one step, and he's at full speed. Outran the angle. There's no catching him.
Lennox Lawson is a one-touch wonder. He's a home run threat every single time he touched the football. And tonight, once again in the special category, 92 yards to start this football game out. One carry, 92 yards, and a touchdown for Lennox Lawson. It's Shekinah Rigrish with the point after try. Out of a Chris Castaneda hold, the Rigrish point after try is up and through. And with 11:44 to go in this opening quarter, bang, bang, Lennox Lawson, 92 yards away, starts the scoring. Point after try is good. It's 7-0, and the Eagles haven't even had a chance to get seated.
You can see why Central Michigan is so excited to have Lennox coming on board next year. He is an explosive player. Anytime he touches the ball, there's a chance he could take it to the house.
No question about it. I actually tweeted it out earlier in the day that I was excited to see one of the most electrifying players in high school football here in the great state 48, and we saw Lennox Lawson go to the end zone with his first tote of the night. It is remarkable. For Red Mountain, they had 308 total yards last week in that win over Modern Day Catholic. Just 70 on the ground.
I think Lennox finished with close to 200 yards of total offense. He also returned the opening kickoff of the second half back for a touchdown to get the Mountain Lions ahead, and they never looked back after that.
Yes, he did. Last week's total for Lennox, 9 totes, 97 yards, and a touchdown. Also returned one, 92 yards to begin the second half. You think about the timing of that touchdown, that was impressive. All right, it'll be Kai Evans to kick it off from his own 40. It's a high, deep, end-over-end kick, and it's going to be taken by the Eagles in the near corner. And for Sandra O'Connor, they're wearing their all-white uniforms with their numbers in gold outlined in blue. So clad in all white with the blue helmets, with the white helmets and the blue logo. But that is tough to see the gold numerals on the return there for O'Connor. That was Jacob Gutierrez, the junior wide receiver. And in fact, it'll be no return. It'll be a touchback, and they'll put the ball down on the 20-yard line. And this is where the Eagles will go to work. Their quarterback is number 2, Cooper Ring. Ring pass for 82 yards last week in that win over Brophy Prep. Also had a pick. 6'2", 180 for the senior quarterback.
Got a wing T look here from the Eagles.
That's what they like to do, and they'll counter it and go back the other way.
Very difficult to defend if you're not used to it. A lot of misdirection in the backfield. If you get caught looking in the backfield, it's like 3-card Monty. You're going to get lost.
Rovell Smith with the carry. Chris Castaneda with the tackle for Red Mountain. A pickup of 3, 2nd and 7 for the 23-yard line as O'Connor works left and right, trailing 7-0. If you joined us late, well, you joined us too late because Lennox Lawson took the first carry of the game and took it the distance, going 92 yards, and that's how we start tonight's football game. Empty set for Cook. The southpaw quarterback gets one to the top of the screen, a little bubble screen to the wide receiver.
Flag on the play there, Kev. They went into an empty look, so they went from a condensed wing tee set to a quads empty on the next play. Trying to make sure the defense can get lined up properly, and I'm sure they will because Coach Enders is a fantastic tactical coach, and his guys are always ready to play.
Penalty marker thrown on the field. It looks like it's going to go against Standard O'Connor. So Brian Cole, the second-year coach for the Eagles, led his team to a 6-5 overall victory last year. They were 3-3 at home. They were 3-2 on the road, and they had a semifinal loss to Pinnacle in the opening round. But Brian Cole has won a state title at Joy Christian back in the day. An outstanding coach is Brian Cole, and he's had a lot of history. Matty Kelly in the building here tonight. So back to work. It'll be Cooper King after the penalty yardage is marked off. 2nd and 20 from the 10. Back to the ground game. Check that. It'll be a pass play. It's Ring. Deep ball. Far sideline. And the ball's going to be caught in stride with a nifty reception by Ryan Davis, the all-region second teamer. 6'4", 240. Got that one over the top, Chris, and beat the secondary.
It looked like King Griffin there had a break on the ball. It looked like he was going to make a play on it, and he just misjudged it. Dropped over his head, and that's a big play for the Eagles there.
Cooper King to Ryan Davis, good for 42 yards and a 1st and 10 for the Sandra O'Connor Eagles, coming in after an impressive win over Brophy Prep last week. They're 1-0. Red Mountain is 1-0. And here we go. 10 minutes to play, first quarter. They run it to the left side and nothing doing this time. As that defensive front for Red Mountain making some plays, and wearing number 42 is Champ Jennings.
It was impressive watching that front last week. They did a fantastic job against Mater Dei. I'm excited to see Braden Kazmarek get after it there. He's NAU bound.
Jennings with 5 solos last week in that win over Mater Dei. Snap back to Cooper. Dumps it out in the flat. Making a move with the football in his hands is Isaac Durazo. And Durazo will be taken down. That's a gain of 4 for Isaac Durazo. Durazo, 13 carries, 91 yards, and a couple of touchdowns last week against Brophy. For Durazo, 5'9", 165 for the senior. Has a reception to his ledger here this evening. 7-0, 9 minutes to go, opening quarter.
Looks like another empty look here, Kev. Trying to spread out the defense.
Indeed. 4 wide receivers to the wide side of the field. Empty set now for Ring. Snap is back. Dumps it off. Wide receiver screen. Has the reception made and working towards the end zone and working north is the wide receiver. Nice rhythm and nice timing on that. That's Ben Currents on the reception. Ben had 6 catches for 51 yards last week. Ben Currents, an honorable mention player, wearing number 17, 6'2", 180, and that was an 8-yard pass reception. Good enough to move the chains, Chris.
Yeah, screen's a great play against an aggressive front. Get those guys to over-pursue. Oh, boy.
That was a dangerous pass. You just talked about the NAU-bound Kazmarek, the Casmadian Devil 99 out there. He was in vicinity. Also, it was for Red Mountain, double force. Caleb Heydrich was also in on that play, and for the quarterback, Cooper King, he darn near threw an interception.
Those passes are dangerous, Kevin, because they're almost close to backwards. That ball gets tipped. The referees could call that a live ball, and then anything can happen with the ball rolling around the backfield.
2nd and 10 from the 38-yard line of Red Mountain. The Eagles on the march, trailing 7-0. Breaking the huddle and lining up to the top of your screen is Ben Currents, who just had that last reception. Back into a run formation. Long count for the quarterback underneath this center. That's King. They run it on a jet sweep. In space, making people miss, is the wide receiver, Rovell Smith. As Rovell bobs and weaves and ducks in and out of traffic and picks up positive yardage there on a 1st down carry. They pick up 9, Chris.
That was a nice little run. Looked like Kazmarek did a great job of stringing it out. The help was a little late getting there. Didn't take good angles.
Nice defense there by Logan Haney to wrap up Rovell Smith. 2nd down and 1. Check it. Make it 3rd down and 1. This is the 8th play of the drive for the Eagles. From the 29, Red Mountain showing blitz. The turn, the handoff, and getting popped at the line of scrimmage is the ball carrier. Penalty marker flies in after the whistle. And just a quick reminder for everybody on the field to stay within themselves, stay disciplined. Ball carrier for the Eagles, in this case, was Nathan Bayes. Bayes, 6'2", 210. He is an absolute load. He's just a junior. 4 carries for 16 yards last week on the ground.
Personal foul against the Eagles.
Wow, big play. So Kyle Ender's team remains disciplined. It's Coach Cole's team that acts out here in this particular case. 7-0 opening quarter, 7:19 to go, first stanza. Kevin Derryberry alongside Chris Andriatis on the Red Mountain TV tonight on the Mountain Line Broadcast Network. That's a penalty that will send the Eagles back the other way. So now the ball will be spotted on the Mountain Line 43-yard line, and that's where the Eagles will go to work, and they will give them a fresh set of downs. So 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line. This will be Cooper King under center. The handoff working to the left side. Working with the football in his hands is Mason Arredondo. Well, let's try that again. That's Mason Agredono. Agredono listed as a tight end, running with the football. 6'1", 210, Mr. Andriatis.
I've been really impressed with Red Mountain's defense and being disciplined. They haven't really gotten themselves out of position. They seem to know exactly where to be, and the team defense has been fantastic so far.
The defensive front has played very well here in the early going. We'll get you those guys up front here momentarily. 2nd and 9 from the 41-yard line of Red Mountain. Return, fake handoff, play action pass, deep ball, and the ball is incomplete. Boy, that ball had a little rainbow effect to it from Cooper King. He was trying to get the ball in the hands of Agredono, and Agredono just lost his footing, Chris.
Yeah, the quarterback was pressured there, and he shot it out of a mortar. Had a lot of time in the air. The thing I did notice about this Eagle team last week against Brophy, they were able to convert a lot of 3rd and longs. So let's see if they can make that happen again here. Their quarterback is very agile.
Which is very interesting for a team that likes to primarily run the football.
Yeah.
6:09 to go, first quarter, 7-0. 3rd and 9, possession play here for Cooper King and company. He's got 3 wide receivers to the wide side of the field. And he's got Carrots up top. Deep ball, far sideline, and the ball is caught for the touchdown. That is Ben Currents, 41 yards away from Cooper King, beat the secondary, and the Eagles are a point after try from tying up this football game.
It was a great route. He ran a post route and just got behind the defender. Quarterback put a great spot. He ran under it. Touchdown.
Running along the sideline and then breaking in towards the numbers was Ben Currents. Outstanding route. We mentioned he was an honorable mention player in the 6A conference last year, and he hauls this one in for a touchdown. 41 yards away, and it's a point after try upcoming here for the Eagles. That was an 11-play, 90-yard drive for the Eagles, and they cash it in, and they tie the game. The point after try is up and through. 6:02 remaining in our first quarter. Our new score, the Eagles 7 and the Red Mountain Line 7.
This has all the makings of a shootout, doesn't it?
You know, do you really think that way? Do you really think that they're going to shoot out here? Blustery conditions here this evening, to say the least. For the Mountain Lions, they finished 11-3 last year for Mike Peterson's his final year, and the Mountain Lions were, well, a couple of touchdowns away from beating the Highland Hawks in that semifinal at Highland. For Red Mountain, they were down 28. They lost the game 28-14, but they gave up those 28 points in the first half. Kyle Ender's defense shut them out in the second half, but it was not going to be enough. The Highland Hawks went on to win that game in the semifinal, and then they beat Chaparral for the state title. So Brock Farrell's football team back in the win column, and they get their first ever state championship. This will be Lennox Lawson. Instead, it's over his head. Booting the ball down the field for the Eagles was Jameer Gutierrez. For Jameer, put a leg into that one on this windy night. I'll tell you what, that's a smart play for Brian Cole and his football team, as you do not want to give extra possessions or put the ball in the hands of Lennox Lawson if you can avoid it.
That is absolutely correct. I'd be surprised if they kick to him again the rest of the night, but you never know.
So Carter Crispin will have a chance to take another snap. His first snap was a handoff to Lennox, and Lennox took it to the house 92 yards away. The offensive lineman up front, Weston Hancock, 6'5", 270 is your left tackle. Austin Oz Whitney is the left guard, 5'9", 215. Jefferson Giles, 6'4", 280 is the center. Diego Villalobos is the right guard this evening. And we'll go back to football. Here's Carter Crispin. Fakes it one way, rolls to the far side, wants to run it, and he does, and he's going to be tripped up from behind.
I like the call there. They faked the same play they scored on the first drive and ran a bootleg off of it. They just couldn't get anybody open on the back end.
Jet Rufus with an outstanding open to field tackle on Carter Crispin. They'll give Crispy Crisp a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd and 8 from the Mount Line 22-yard line. 7-7 ball game. Big plays for each team. The most recent, a 41-yard scoring pass from Cooper King to Ben Currents. And here we go. From their own 22-yard line. This will be a handoff right up the middle for the Mount Lines.
Yeah, nothing doing there. Try to run a dive up the middle. Sandra Day had that sniffed out. So now they're in a 3rd and long situation here. It'll be interesting to see what they go with here.
L3, the ball carrier, picked up a yard. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 7 for the 23-yard line. Big play here. Jacoby Lane is checked in at one wide receiver position. Tavion Sewing lines up to the near side, just inside the numbers. The tailback is Lennox Lawson. He's to the left of Carter Crispin in the shotgun. There goes Jacoby Lane in motion. They give it to Lennox. Lennox puts his foot in the ground, turns it upfield around the numbers, and he's going to be dropped short of the necessary line to gain.
Yeah, they're trying to run an off tackle there. Looked like there were a lot of bodies around. Somebody must have got a hand on his legs. Couldn't break through it. Mountain Lions come up short on that one.
And now let's see who's banged up. It is about the injury now for Red Mountain. And at this point, we have yet to see who is banged up. I see Lennox Lawson in the backfield, along with Tavion Sewing. So the skill guys appear to be okay. Picking up some feedback now. And the injured player, we still haven't seen who it is. We're going to take an injury timeout. You're watching Red Mountain Football on Red Mountain TV on the Mountain Line Broadcast Network.
Preston Heath, the player shaken up on the play.
Welcome back to Red Mountain High School. The injured player for the Mountain Lions is tight end Preston Heap, and that is not a good look. Another unfortunate situation here for the Mountain Lions. Starting free safety Mav Starks got banged up last week on the road in San Diego. So much to the point, he had an MRI this morning, and it was revealed that he has a torn ACL, so we're going to lose Mav Starks. And all I can say for that young man, Chris, thoughts and prayers to him personally, to his family. That's a huge blow for Mav Starks. That's a huge blow for Red Mountain football. And as I've mentioned before, that's a huge blow for guys like you and I, man. You want to have the best players on the field, and we want to see the best talent that Red Mountain has to offer. And that's just an absolute bummer.
It is.
For the Starks household.
It is. Senior year, you don't get that back. It's really tough for the young man. We just hope Preston Heap's okay as he comes off.
And Preston, another outstanding talent. Punt formation, and they get this one off. That's Currents back deep. Evades one tackle, then he can't evade the second. Great work on special teams for the Mountlines. The guy that got it done is long snapper and backup tight end Cannon Skidmore. Skidmore, 6'2", 185, the junior, down there on the hunt, was able to get to the return man, Ben Currents, and made him pay.
Yeah, that was a great play. Sometimes you can dance a little too much when you're returning. You want to make one guy miss and then go north-south. He had to learn that one the hard way.
For Preston Heap, he's the starting tight end, also could play some slot. 32 receptions, 513 yards, 2 touchdowns last year. In his first game this year, 5 receptions, 119 yards and a couple touchdowns. One went for 75 yards last week in that win. And he's another playmaker that's just gone down. Hopefully he'll be back soon. They run some misdirection. And now another penalty marker's thrown. And I'll tell you what, if they nail Xavier Sanchez for playing with emotion, that's just a poor call in this particular case, because he was just playing with emotion. It was a big-time hit down there on the line of scrimmage, CA.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to call somebody for coming in late on the pile. It's hard to tell. The wing tee is kind of like a rugby scrum. I can't really see what's going on. Just a lot of bodies flying around.
Rovell Smith was the ball carrier, and Sanchez was the guy that ultimately made the play. He might have had some help inside. Tough call against Xavier Sanchez. So the ball will be moved to the 45-yard line of Red Mountain. That's where the Eagles will go to work here. We were tied at 7 apiece as Sandra O'Connor has made the some 50-plus mile trek from North Phoenix off 35th Avenue and I-17 here to East Mesa. I know exactly where they're from, Chris. I know the path. So back to work is Cooper King. He's got a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line of the Mountain Lines. Under center, it's King. Power formation. King looks to pass. He does. The ball's caught by Currents at the 40. Turns up the sideline. He's got the first down. So a little bit of a gap there as the secondary is kind of playing off and gave him an awful lot of respect there, Chris.
The wing tee is dangerous in the way that they will lull you to sleep with the run after run after run, and your secondary, your back end guys kind of get bored, and they forget their jobs for a minute. So it requires a lot of discipline to face this kind of offense.
Cooper King to Ben Currents, gain of 12. That's a chain-moving catch. Clock stops at 3:17 to go in our first quarter. King under center, working from the 33-yard line. 4 down linemen, the handoff, and breaking a tackle, getting in that second level is the ball carrier for SDO.
Whirling and spinning there. It was a nice little move in the hole there to make the linebacker miss. Got an extra 3 or 4 yards out of it. It's a nice run.
It looked like Isaac Durazo, the ball carrier. So Durazo picked up 7 on the first down carry. That'll bring up a 2nd and 3 for the Mountain Line 26-yard line with 2:45 to go in a 7-7 tie. Mountain Lions need to take care of business here this evening. On the docket next week here at home, we'll take on Desert Ridge. Kickoff at 7 p.m. We'll have the coverage for you right here on RMTV. Back to the ground game here for the Eagles. And they go to Durazo again. He was on his way to the near hash marks, slammed on the brakes, went the other way, and then he got belted by the defensive pursuit by the Mountain Lions.
Yeah, great pursuit there by the Mountain Lions. This time we have another player down on the field. It's not a good sign.
It looked like Stephen Van Beekum made the tackle out of that nose position, and as CA just pointed out,
looks like Seth Barron.
We've got another player that is banged up. It is indeed 88 Seth Barron, and that would be another just a big-time blow, Chris, if you lose Barron for any amount of time. Barron's the starting defensive end. He plays next to Van Beekum with Braden Kasmerick and that 3-tech right there in the middle with Tanner DeMasso on the edge. Your sandbacker starter tonight was Caleb Heydrich, Champ Jennings, the Mike Backer, and Carson Mouter also getting some work at the Wilbacker spot. Your starting secondary, Castaneda is at one corner spot. Eli Timmy Albee gets the start at the strong safety position with King Griffin, and Xavier Sanchez is your starting boundary corner.
This is a big play here, Kevin. It's third down. If they can hold here, that'll negate some of the damage that they've done so far moving the ball into their territory. This is big. They're probably out of field goal range here, so they may be in 2 down.
All-conference honorable mention, Connor Coleman is the center. He wears 76, 6'1", 280. He's a big boy. Working from the 28-yard line. Cooper's pass to the outside, another floater, and it's caught by Currents. And I think in this case, he's going to be short of the line to gain. And Chris, I don't know if you've seen this. We've seen a lot of loft on his football, and I think in some cases it's too much loft.
I don't know if it's the windy conditions possibly that are causing it.
Could be.
But it looks like that ball is spending a lot of time up in the air, taking advantage of the soft coverage that the Mountain Lions are giving them right now.
So Brian Cole appears as though that he wants to go for it. It's a road contest for the undefeated Eagles from Sandra to O'Connor. 4th and 3 for the Mountain Line, 26-yard line. Everybody should be on their feet making some noise. The Red Sea is here, and they are loud and proud. It looks as though that King's going to try to use the hard count. Red Mountain will not budge. Great discipline by Coach Ender's defense.
It's a really good job there. You get hyped up in those moments. Sometimes the adrenaline kicks in and you just want to go, but they did a great job of staying home.
So we'll see if we can't get an update. Preston Heap is still in uniform. He's talking to his brother and his dad, Todd, former Baltimore Raven. So right now for the Eagles, they're on a 7-play drive. It's a 7-7 tie. So Heap is getting some work on his lower extremity. And Seth Barron also, he is on the turf on his back. Perhaps they're stretching Barron out. Maybe that's a cramp if we could just speculate here.
You really hope it's cramps. The stretching is a good sign.
But Preston seems to be a little bit more of a concern.
Yeah.
As he was able to put any weight on it. All right, so the Eagles look like they want to
they're going for it.
Go for it. You thought maybe they were going to line up for 3, but they don't have the kicker on the field. So it's 4th and 3 for the Mountain Line, 26-yard line. It's Cooper King under center. He takes the snap back. The pitch is a halfback pass. Going for the end zone. They want Currents, and there's going to be a flag thrown in the end zone. Heydrich had the coverage on the wide receiver, Ben Currents. So you have 6'2" against Caleb Heydrich. And for Heydrich, he's 5'11", so Caleb giving away a couple of inches there.
That's a tough call.
Halfback pass, CA.
Yeah, I don't think they have the catchable ball phrase in the pass interference on the high school level, because that ball was not anywhere near catchable, and there was some hand fighting going on, but I don't know. I'd let him play.
Tough call. That would looks as though it's going to go against the Mountain Lions. Isaac Durazo, the running back, threw the pass. And with those gold numbers here in this lighting, it is trick to discern who's throwing the football and to whom. We do know this. It's pass interference against the Mountain Lions. That'll back them up. And now the Eagles will try to cash in on that penalty, extend this drive. This is now the 9th play of the drive. They'll work from the 13-yard line of Red Mountain, and their quarterback, Cooper King, will work under center. The deep back is Isaac Durazo. Long count again. They run the jet sweep. They go to Currents this time, and there's not much real estate to work with. That right side of the defensive front for the Mountain Lions pursued the football, and they did a good job at that. Chris,
they were all over that. Another misdirection play. Back's going one way, and the handoff goes the other. They're back at empty now. We'll see what they got here.
Champ Jennings with a second tackle of the game. Back to Cooper King in an empty set with 4 wide receivers on the near side. High snap as King breaks the tackle, spins out of another one, and he's going to twirl around as he works towards the 5-yard line. He's inside the green zone. They'll put the ball down on the 4-yard line, and the Eagles can pick up a first down inside the 4. So it'll be a 3rd down and we'll call it a long one for the Eagles, as they are using their wing tee offense with a couple of wrinkles here.
Yeah, the empty look is really hard to defend because the quarterback, there's usually no one in the box to account for him. So quarterback runs out of empty are very effective.
The student body here starting to make a little noise. 33 seconds to go in the opening quarter with some lightning in the distance.
Really big play here.
Cooper King under center. Third down from the 2. They give it to the up back. First man through. He gets dropped.
It really depends on the spot, Kev.
You're right. I think he got the first down. Jennings was there. The ball carrier for the Eagles, it looked as though it was Bayes again, Nathan Bayes.
4th and 1, they mark him short. It was a great stop there.
Champ Jennings filled the gap and made an outstanding play, and that will be the final play of our opening quarter. Our first 12 minutes are in the books here in East Mesa. Our score, Red Mountain 7, Sandra Day O'Connor 7. You're watching Red Mountain Football on Red Mountain TV on the Mountain Mine Football Broadcast Network.
Family-owned and operated since 1983, plumbing, AC, and water treatment specialists. Weather Masters proud sponsors of our boys at Red Mountain High School. And Revolution Dance and Academy of the Arts located in East Mesa. Your commercial contract needs, contact SEC Electrical Contractors, powering up a winning season. Go Lions. Ortho Arizona with Dr. Douglas Griffin is a proud sponsor of Red Mountain Football and is Red Mountain Football foot and ankle specialist. And those are your goal sponsors for Red Mountain Football 2022. Second quarter begins. O'Connor, 4th down and 1 at the Red Mountain 4.
Welcome back. They go to the other end, and this is a 4th and 1, and running right up the gut and scoring a touchdown from 4 yards away is Nathan Bayes, the 6-foot tailback. All that size and athleticism. Got a great block from the center and the right guard and punch it in for 6.
It looked like they ran a fullback trap there. In the wing tee, the fullback behind the quarterback's usually considered the main ball carrier. And they hit him on a trap play. He went right through untouched.
That was unofficially a 13-yard or 13-play drive that covered over 65 yards.
This wing tee is really a challenge because it's not something you see very much of. And, if you're not ready for it, I mean, you could practice it all week, but until you see it live at game speed, it's a different ball game.
Yeah. Jordan Westridge with the point after try. He was 3 for 3 last week in the win over Brophy. Westridge, a junior place kicker, out of a hold of Elijah Goodwin. And it's 14-7 with 11:57 to go till halftime. Chris, we just mentioned 13 plays. That's going to chew up some clock, and that is exactly what Brian Cole and his team, that's what they do.
By unofficial count, the play count for the Eagles was 20, for the Mountain Lions 4 in the first quarter.
Just absolutely crazy. Now, when you have a home run threat like Lennox Lawson, you can compete that way.
You absolutely can, but it's gonna wear your defense out, and that is a challenge, especially when they can switch gears and get into their empty look, and now you're playing a whole different offense. This is a challenging football team, the Sandra Day O'Connor Eagles.
So Jameer Gutierrez will line up and boot this ball south. Gutierrez has it on the X in between the hash marks from the 40-yard line. Back deep is Lennox Lawson. It's Lennox about 4 yards deep, and this ball will go over Lennox Lawson's head into the end zone. Again, that's just textbook football on special teams. There's no return there, and you limit the touches of one Lennox Lawson, and that is, so far, the game plan is really going as planned for Brian Cole and his staff. So far for them it is. This is a very big drive here for the Mountain Lions. They need to come out and at least, at the minimum, put together a 6-7 play drive and give their defense some rest. 3 and out could be brutal. Carter Crispin, a signal caller. For Carter, 5'11", 180. He's a senior. 16 to 23, 238 yards and 3 tutties in his first game as a senior. Free play. For Carter, he's making his 15th start of his career here this evening. And that's not something you see around here very often. I can't remember the last time we had a 2-year starter at quarterback. Maybe the D-Train. D-Train. The D-Train. Darren, yeah. Oh, no, he was only 1 year. Yeah, because he was Cannon Griner before that. That's right, and then Hiram Bourne took over the year after that. It's been a while. So you're absolutely right. Kyle Buckles probably Lance Lawson combo. That would be, you're right, going back into the history books. Crispin to work with a new tight end for sure. Quick pass over the middle of the field, making the reception. Gunnar Moore, it looked like. Number 15, Gunnar Moore. So Gunnar, 5'11", 155, hauls it in. First catch of the year for Gunnar Moore. Had a couple of receptions a year ago for Mike Peterson's team. 14-7 Eagles, 11:36 to go to the break. Working left to right from the 33-yard line of the Eagles is Carter Crispin. Empty set, here comes the pressure. He's hit, he lets it go, and the ball's caught by Lennox Lawson. And Lawson is going to make the catch, and then he's going to pick up some yardage. I certainly don't think they drew it up that way. It looked like he got hit. He was trying to throw the deeper route, and Lennox is Johnny on the spot. Caught the ball, turned it into a positive. And Lennox landed awkwardly. He had 3 guys land on his lower extremity, so Lennox trying to stretch things out. I noticed they're in a no-huddle look here. They're not huddling, trying to speed up tempo a little bit. I think it's a good call. Sewing will line up at the 40-yard line inside the slot. To his left is Jacoby Lane. Lane's first catch of the game makes a man miss, and he'll lower the shoulder, drive those legs, and pick up the first down. I really like what Crispin's doing on this drive. He's being decisive, getting the ball out fast. This is just exactly what the Mountain Lions need right now. Just get some first downs, get some confidence up for the receivers and the quarterback. Crispin to Jacoby Lane, good for 8 yards. First catch of the night for Jacoby. And for Jacoby, just the 3rd catch of the season for 89. They wore 5 last year. 1st and 10, Red Mountain from their own 45-yard line. They'll go empty again. 4 wide receivers to the wide side of the field. And there goes Skidmore in motion. They set up a screen to Lennox Lawson. Makes the catch at the 50. And he'll cut inside, running along the numbers, and take it towards the, we'll call it the 41-yard line. Nice pass there, and excellent delivery of the football by CC Carter Crispin, right on time and right on target. It's a great play, and I don't know if I've seen a player as smooth and fluid as Lennox with the ball in his hands. He is silky smooth. That's a gain of 14 yards. Another chain-moving catch for L3, and the Mountain Lions trailing by 7 on the march inside 10 minutes to go. Eagles showing blitz, and now we're going to get a penalty marker on the play. It looked as though we got encroachment upcoming here. That'll be a free 5 for the Mountain Lions. That's the second time they've got him on this drive. Keep those cadences going. I think they'll take the free yards anytime. A lot of plays for 1st and 5. So Coach McDaniel's offense starting to get in some rhythm. 9:35, clock moving. Everyone's taking a peek at their wristbands and making sure they know what the play is. Lennox Lawson is the tailback. He'll line up behind Carter Crispin in the pistol formation. 4 wide receivers set. Here goes Jacoby Lane in motion. They fake it to him. Naked boot for Crispin. Wide open receiver. The ball is going to be caught by Gunnar Moore, and he works up the sideline. He's going to take it to the 20-yard line. It's a great play call there, using Jacoby Lane as a decoy. All eyes go to him with the big man in motion,
and a little bootleg back away. Great call there.
That was a fantastic call by Coach McDaniel. 1st and 10, Mountain Lions. This is the 7th play of the drive upcoming here for CC. Lennox Lawson remains in the backfield. Moore is in the slot to the right. There goes Jacoby in motion. Lane, we're number 89. Will motion out again. Crispin wants to get the ball in the hands of Jacoby. It's a double move. Jacoby lost his footing. Crispin to the end zone, and the ball it's intercepted. It's picked off by the Eagles. He wanted Gunnar Moore at the 5-yard line, and he just drifted the pass out there, and it was picked off.
That was a backbreaker there. They had such momentum going forward. Tough play there.
Credit the interception to Hayden Satterlund, and the free safety picks one off. Our first turnover of the ball game, a takeaway for the Eagles. And with 9:05 to go in the second quarter, Bryant Cole's football team has a 7-point lead, and they get the football right back.
Yeah, those plays are tough when you're scrambling. You don't see every angle, and you only have your line of sight. And he saw something but couldn't account for the guy that was breaking in from the left side. So a tough play there for the Mountain Lions.
It was indeed a broken play. I think he wanted to get the ball in the hands of Jacoby Lane. Jacoby was open initially in the flat, made that second move and lost his footing, and then Carter elected to go down the field to Gunnar Moore, and it was a nice defensive play as the throw just kind of hung up there too long, and Satterlund was able to get underneath there and pick it off.
I was just going to comment about how Crispin seemed to be really in control of the offense, moving guys into position, just a calm demeanor, operating the plays here. It's a tough break for the Mountain Lions for sure.
No question about it. And Carter is what you just described. He is a game manager as well, and he's a playmaker. Good crowd on hand here tonight in East Mesa as we get a penalty marker thrown. This appears to be a delay of game against the Eagles. There is no visible 25-second play clock here this evening. We typically do have one here at Red Mountain High School. In fact, it should be mentioned also, this is our first legal game under the true name of Jim Jones Field.
Yeah, it is. And hopefully, I guess you could say it's fitting. You're going to have a wing T offense for Coach Jones's dedication.
Jim Jones, who was the architect, if you will, the front man of the 2 state championships that remain and belong in Red Mountain football lore in the early 2000s. 8:37 to go. It's 14-7. You would think that there's very little time left on the play clock for Cooper King. Long count for the Eagles quarterback. Under center, wants to throw, steps through the pocket. He's going to go down. Nice defensive play there by Carson Mauter. And Mauter, I'm not sure if they're going to give him a sack right there, Chris, but it was close.
It looked like it was a sack. He may have fallen forward there. That was an interesting play because he didn't really take much of a drop. It looked like they were trying to hit a quick pass right out the gate, and didn't happen. So he tried to tuck and run, and Mauter was waiting for him.
Checking in for the Eagles is, looks like their tailback or the fullback, Nathan Bass. Yeah, he is their running back. He's got the touchdown here for the Eagles. It'll be King, the southpaw quarterback, working out of the shotgun. Wants to throw. Steps through the pocket. He's free, and he gets drilled at the point of contact. And I don't know who got who there, but it was either Champ Jennings or Caleb Heydrich.
I think that was the blade delivering the hit.
So you're going to go to 3-1 for Red Mountain. And making his first play tonight, Jamison the Blade Wade, 6'1", 200. Boy, would that instant replay be perfect right about now, CA. You'd like to see that one again. I saw Heydrich there. I saw Jennings there. I did not see the Blade there, but you got to appreciate the freshman's play and his tempo. 4 solo tackles last week, 2 sacks. The ground game again, misdirection. Breaking a tackle, free to the boundary is the tailback for the Eagles.
Yeah, that was a tough play. Looks like they had it diagnosed. They had a tackler there, and he just wasn't able to make the play. The back is slippery.
Rovell Smith, again, the ball carrier out of a wide receiver position. They do all that motioning and moving in and out of the line of scrimmage, and they change directions, go back the other way with Rovell, and he was able to slip a tackle that could have gone for a TFL. Instead, he turns the corner and picks up a positive 8 yards. 2nd and 2 for the Mountain Line, 48-yard line. Approaching 6 minutes to play. Handoff again right up the middle. They go to Bass. He breaks one tackle, picks up first down yardage, and ends up in the secondary. Tanner DeMassa up there to make the hit on the ball carrier.
Yeah, this is a tough situation right now. They're it's almost like Chinese water torture. They're just slowly chipping away, chipping away. And then they'll throw in a pass out of nowhere. So you really have to stay vigilant on the Mountain Line defense.
The previous ball carrier, 13, Isaac Durazo. 1st and 10 for the Mountain Line, 44-yard line, working right to left. Wearing their all white tonight, the Eagles from SDO. Under center, it's Cooper King. There goes the man in motion. They fake it, rolling to the near side. Here comes pressure, and the pass is incomplete. Applying the pressure for Red Mountain was Caleb Heydrich. Great coverage on the near boundary by Castaneda.
Yeah, it was a great play break up there. They had pressure on him. This is a good spot to make a stand here. I think we'll see if Kyle Enders dial up something exotic here on the blitz side.
It's a good time for Braden Kazmarek to check in right here and right now. We need the Casmadian Devil to step up and make a play. You can see the freshman out there, 31, making his presence felt for Red Mountain in Jamison Wade.
Staying wing T here.
2nd and 10 from the 44-yard line. To the air, it's King. He has a man. He's wide open. He makes the catch at the 10, and he's going to coast in and score his 2nd touchdown of the evening. Ben Currents over the top. That's a touchdown from 44 yards away.
And I'm sure you're sitting at home thinking, how do the guys get that open? And your corners have to be run support players in the wing T. Their eyes are looking at the backfield and not on their receiver in front of them. They get caught peeking, and it's 6 the other way, unfortunately.
It's the one scheme that you have to constantly be staying disciplined, right?
Absolutely.
It's a read your key defense constantly, every single play. When you think you've done it, you go back and you got to do it again.
And you just can't practice it enough, and it's very difficult to simulate, especially if no one on your staff has their decoder ring.
The point after try by the Eagles, Jordan Westrick, is good. 5:10 remaining till halftime. It's 21-7, Sandra Day O'Connor. And on the evening that we dedicate Jim Jones Field here at Red Mountain High School, it's the Eagles from Sandra Day O'Connor kind of stealing the show.
Yeah, it's been impressive what they've been able to do so far. They've been very efficient with the football, long scoring drives. They've managed to keep the Red Mountain offense off the field for the most part.
One thing here for Kyle Enders now, trailing by 2 touchdowns with 5:10 to go to the intermission. The idea for the Mountain Lions, when you think about their game plan, what do they change? What do they tweak? Do they continue to just hang in there? They got to play 4 quarters of football.
I think you're looking at it right now. They had some success with their no-huddle offense on the last drive up until the interception. I think you go back to that, and you're not going to get it all back in one play. I think they're thinking you get a score before half, and this is a manageable game here.
Here comes Jameer Gutierrez, another high, deep end-over-end kick. Racing to the near sideline, picking it off is Lennox Lawson at 10, 20, and lowers the shoulder and drills the defender around the 26-yard line. Delivering the blow was Lennox Lawson. And you wonder about the idea of the next level for this young man, Lennox Lawson. The intestinal fortitude is there. The playmaking ability is there. The toughness is there. He's going to be a fine Chippewa when it's all said and done.
He is a Division I tailback without a doubt. He has an unbelievable skill set as far as running and catching. I'm sure they're very excited to get him up there and start working him through.
Lennox Lawson, excuse me, Chris. Lennox Lawson meet Cohen Hunter. That was one of those cases we thought you were done, Chris. We thought you were done. The pitch to Lennox, and Lennox tries to work outside the numbers, and he's going to get knifed down. Great tackle there by the Eagles. And I've been impressed with Brian Cole's football team. They had an impressive win against Brophy Prep last week. They knocked off Jason Jewell's team. And here they come in, they're well coached, and they're just making some plays, and they believe.
This is a tough football team. You could tell by the way they tackle, by the way they swarm to the ball. This is a well-coached football team for sure.
Jackson Barton on the stop after a 2-yard gain for Lennox Lawson, 2nd and 8 from their own 29-yard line. Crispin gets a low snap, surveys the field, steps through the pocket, and he's going to go down and he's going to get sacked.
Yeah, they had some pressure. Looked like they had a line stunt on, and somebody got a hand out and got his ankle, and he went down, unfortunately.
And it looked like the closest defender, unofficially, it might have been Trace Teague, the defensive tackle. 6 foot 270, the junior, was in the vicinity. And that's a 3-yard loss on Crispin. Jacoby Lane checks in, as well as Tavion Sewing. One other wide receiver in for Crispin. That's 85, Bodie Wagner, the sophomore. 6 foot 165, had a 30-yard reception last week in that win for the Mountain Lions. 21-7 here.
I would expect Lane to get some looks here. I would imagine you want to get the ball in that young man's hands.
He's got a lot of real estate to work with. Double move, and instead it'll be Lennox Lawson running with the football, and Lennox is going to move the chains.
Yeah, a little draw play. Great call, blocked it up well, and Lennox being very savvy, lunging and falling over into the first down marker. Great play.
He just glides through that line of scrimmage. He needed 11. He got 12, did Lennox Lawson. Another first down carry for Lennox. He'll move to the left of Carter Crispin. 3:12 to go till halftime. 4 wide receivers on the field now. There goes the action man, Lennox Lawson. Snap back. It's going to be a batted down ball. It's caught again by Lawson. And as CA indicated just a couple of plays ago, that's not the design. That's the second reception for Lennox Lawson off of a carom.
Yeah, it looked like they were trying to get him the ball on the flat, and he played a little bit of outfield there and got under it and was able to pull it in and turn it into looked like about a no-gainer, I guess.
No gain indeed. 2nd and 10 for the Mountain Line. 38-yard line as Jefferson Giles ready to snap the football back to his quarterback, Carter Crispin. Crispin to the air to Gunnar Moore. Has blockers in front. Slips through the defense and gets hammered around the 42-yard line. Jacoby Lane trying to set up the block for Gunnar Moore.
Yeah, a little quick screen out there. A lot of bodies trying to get a blocker. You make a guy miss, could be a big play for you. This is a crucial play here on 3rd and medium.
Outstanding open field tackle there by Nathan Schrock. Almost 2 minutes to go to the break. Crispin getting the play in. Coach McDaniel, the offensive coordinator, is up in the booth with us to our right. Inside 2 to play. Working from their own 42-yard line is Carter Crispin and company with 4 wide receivers. Snap back. Crispin looks left, delivers left. The ball is in and out of the hands of Jacoby Lane. Lane lost his footing over the middle of the field once again, and on his way down tried to corral the football, and he was unable to do so, and that will bring up a 4th down as we see Seth Barron, the defensive end, head to the locker room on crutches, and that's a huge blow for the Mountain Lion defense.
That's not what you like to see. It looked like they were trying to run a spot concept there with a swing and a corner route over the top, and Jacoby Lane actually came open, but like you said, lost his footing and was unable to come up with the ball there.
Carson Mauderer in punt formation from his own 27-yard line. Caleb Heidrich has jumped onto the field in a special teams role. Tanner DeMassa is also back there. 1:42 to go to the break. It's 21-7 Eagles. Back deep for the Eagles is Ben Currents, and Coach Enders will elect to take a timeout here. So we'll take a timeout as well. You're watching Red Mountain Football on Red Mountain TV on the Mountain Line Broadcast Network.
We'd like to welcome our former alumni and former coaches that are here in attendance for tonight's game. It's good to see you all, and of course, looking forward to the halftime presentation as we officially dedicate the field to to the man who started Red Mountain football, Jim Jones. That's coming up this halftime. Fourth down and 6.
Welcome back to East Mesa. Kevin Derryberry alongside Chris Andriatis. 1:42 to go to the break. Snap back to Mauter. As Mauter sends one deep into that night sky, as you see some lightning kind of cascade through the night on another windy evening here. Kind of a monsoonal type night, minus the rain, Chris.
So far, so good. We've been able to dodge that bullet so far. Hopefully that holds out.
So it's 21-7. The Eagles have the 2-touchdown lead, and they get the football back. So if you dial it up, one of the things I think that is challenging to Coach Enders, when he was working with Mike Peterson, he had the ability to focus solely on the defense. Now he's got that focus on everybody, and that is a challenge. We talk about in-game adjustments. That was a skill set of Coach Enders. I think he has to spread his timeout now in a lot of different areas, and it might be a big challenge for him.
That was one of the lessons that I had to learn as a head coach, is that you really have to trust your staff
Sure.
and empower them to do what they do best. And I think he's doing that. I think they have a phenomenal coaching staff here at Red Mountain. So
I agree. Empty set for Cooper King. Takes the high snap and just goes right down the middle of the field. He was tripped up off the play by Tanner DeMassa, and it'll be a gain of 5 for King, the quarterback. What do you think of the quarterback, Cooper King? He's made some passes down the field. Has that loft that we question a little bit, but it might be part of the elements.
I'd say if I had to come up with a word, I would say unconventional.
Okay.
Not if you watch the touchdown passes he's thrown, he's not really getting a traditional drop. He's just kind of shuffling back to get out of the way of the offensive line. I think that's more of a timing thing, because if he takes a traditional 3 or 5 step drop, the receiver may not be open at that point.
It looks as though that the Mount Line defense, Chris, is going to have to work through yet another injury. It looks as though that's Castaneda that just took off his shoulder pads. We'll double check that, but that is
that's him.
A concern. Chris Castaneda, the starting cornerback. Cole Rowley is also out. He's still a couple of weeks away with a right foot injury. And as Chris pointed out early in that first quarter, the Mount Lions can ill afford to drop any more players. They've lost tonight already Seth Barron. They've lost Preston Heap. They lost Mav Starks last week. And now Chris Castaneda is getting attended to here on the near sideline.
I think the key here is to just get out of this half without any more points on the board. I think if they can do that and regroup at halftime, make a go of it in the second half. That's the key here.
See, this is where I say agree 100, right?
Absolutely.
Agree, or I say 100%. 100% we agree. 4 wide receiver package here for Cooper King. Snap is back, looks near side, pass is thrown, and the ball is caught by his favorite target tonight, and that's Ben Currents. His 5th catch of the first half to go along with a couple of touchdowns. Penalty marker thrown in. It was a late flag.
Yeah, that's usually not good for the defense.
Perhaps they took a shot at the quarterback. And I'm just speculating here, but it appears to be a personal foul charged against Red Mountain. I see number 30 for the Mount Lions hustle onto the field, and that just brings back some memories, to say the least. PJ Claybron is wearing 30 now. And Parker McClure at Minot State, who took on 30, and boy, he just was another player here at Red Mountain wearing that dirty 30, as I like to say. So we see Parker McClure at Minot now, and we wish him well. 21-7, the Eagles on the march. Mount Lions showing blitz. They back out of it. Snap is back. Here comes the pressure. Cooper on the move to the boundary, has a blocker in front, gets to the edge, and he's going to be forced out of bounds. Caleb Heydrich, first man there on the force out, but once again the athletic prowess of Cooper King shows, and he picks up positive yardage on what seemed to be good coverage in the secondary by the Mountain Lions.
I'm impressed by the aggression here for Coach Cole. And, normally teams with a 2-touchdown lead will just be happy to run it out. He's attacking, trying to get another score here.
Coach Cole sensing the challenges for the defense for the Mountain Lions here this evening. They're up front showing blitz. They back out. Now off the edge playing back a little bit is Tanner DeMasi in a coverage type formation. 69 seconds to go to the break. Snap back to King. He's going to run it. And he's going to get dropped after no gain.
Yeah, they had him wrapped up there, and I think that was the blade.
Yes, right there meeting the ball carrier head on, in this case Cooper King. The blade cut him down. Jamison Wade got it done. Outstanding tackle by the freshman. 64 seconds to go on the Parker & Sons Longines scoreboard. Gives us an opportunity to thank some of our sponsors here tonight. We'd like to thank Chuck's Fine Meats, quality meats for all your grilling needs. Family owned, located at McKellips and Power. Great people and great service. Continued proud sponsors of Red Mountain Football, Chuck's Fine Meats. Also, McDonald Orthodontics. McDonald Ortho is celebrating 50 years of creating winning smiles. Look good, feel good, play good. It all starts with a winning smile. Proud sponsors of Red Mountain Football. We'd also like to thank Century Marine, bringing families together on the water since 1979, specializing in new and used boats for all of your water needs. Chris, have you ever used Century Marine?
I have not, but I was out on Saguaro Lake over this weekend catching some waves.
Okay.
It was good. It was fun.
The big bodied sea out there doing your thing on the water, huh? All right. 21-7, 104 to go. Back to work in the shotgun formation is Cooper King. He wants to throw the football. Works up the sideline. The ball is going to be incomplete. Jacoby Lane playing cornerback there. Broke up the pass.
So hopefully here you see these guys confer, and the side judge should be telling them the ball arrived before the player did. And they should get this call right here after they confer.
Great point, Chris. That's an excellent call on your part. Let's see that they do just that. But I'm not going to. Yeah, good call.
And
there you go.
It off.
Chris Andriatis, the real Andro, knocked it out of the park right there. Tremendous analysis, right on the money.
Tough angle for the back judge.
But Jacoby Lane in the secondary. So the USC commit has one catch tonight and a slow start offensively for 89. But that was a good play defensively.
It was. He broke up that pass play.
So 59.1 on the game clock. From the Mountain Line 40-yard line, it's Cooper King and company going to work with 4 wide receivers. King wants to throw. Here comes the pressure. He throws down the far sideline again, and the ball is going to be nearly intercepted. There does not appear to be any penalties on the field.
Yep. Coach Enders giled up with blitz. A lot of pressure. He had to throw it, I think, before he wanted to. Couldn't put enough on it. And the Mountain Lions get a stop.
And we appreciate that, too, because that was actually a 4th down play. I'm not sure that we had that switch on the scoreboard or even on the sideline, Chris, but either way, that was a 4th and 6, and the defense stood tall there. Great pressure up front.
Great pressure. Coach Enders does a fantastic job of disguising coverages and blitzes. Very rarely do they line up where they're going to be when the ball is snapped. So very hard to diagnose.
Jacoby Lane will be the first one on the field. He'll line up at the 40-yard line. Lennox Lawson is to the right of Carter Crispin. Gunnar Moore in the slot to the right. He's got Tavion Sewing on the numbers to the near side. 4 wide receivers. Make it 3 in this case. There goes Jacoby, the action man. They get the ball to Jacoby Lane. He's going to stop and throw it. There's a wide open Tavion Sewing. And the ball is caught in stride. And Tavion is going to take it in and walk into the end zone.
That is a huge play right there.
A double pass. 60-yard scoring play. Jacoby Lane to Tavion Sewing, and the Mountain Lions are back in this football game with the flea flicker.
Add that to the list of things Jacoby Lane can do. Now he throws touchdowns as well.
That's his 2nd career pass for Jacoby Lane. This one goes for 6 points, and that was a much-needed score for Kyle Ender's football team.
I had an inkling when you saw the depth he got on that motion And as soon as he throws it backwards, that pass is definitely in play.
How about Coach McDaniel and the play call? Outstanding, and the execution by the team. Great work up front to allow everybody to have that spacing and that time. And then the delivery of the football by Jacoby Lane. And then Tavion Sewing with his career best 60-yard touchdown reception. Great call, Coach.
We had some lining up issues there. One of the things you don't think about as a spectator is when you have as many injuries as they've had in the first half. Now those guys play special teams, and now you're finding people and pulling them in, and maybe they haven't played that position before. So another challenge for the Mountain Lions, but they have very much got themselves back into this football game.
Rigorous with a point after try. It's true. 43.7 seconds to go till halftime. Our new score, the Eagles 21, the Mountain Lions 14. And you like razzle dazzle, Chris? I like razzle dazzle.
We used to call those exotics in my day.
Great execution, and that brought this crowd to life here. The Red Sea is here, and they're representing the north end zone is packed, CA, and even the Eagle fan base made the trek.
Yeah, it looks like they traveled pretty well considering how far they had to come. I think we have a lot of alums here for Coach Jones's dedication at halftime.
The Eagles program founded back in 2002, 6-5 last year out of the 6A Southwest Conference. In fact, they went 5-0 in their region. Pretty impressive. So it'll be rigorous on for the Mountain Lions from the 40-yard line. Rovell Smith back deep for the Eagles, and it's a short kick. And it's taken by the upback. Penalty marker flies in. King Griffin with a special teams tackle.
I like the pooch there. Don't let your returners get their hands on the ball. Kick it to a linebacker type instead. Of course, he almost broke it.
Special teams play. I thought King Griffin was in there, but perhaps 6. Nate Kellett was in on that stick as well. I say stick. It was a pretty nice shoestring type tackle, but we'll take it.
Whatever gets him to the ground, Kevin.
You got to take him to the turf. 21-14, pretty entertaining first half. The pace has been a little sluggish at times, but it has been a entertaining football game to say the least. Now you talk about Coach Cole and whether he wants to stay aggressive here in a 7-point ball game.
I would be shocked if they don't just take it in, but you never know.
It'll be King under center. They hand off to Baez. Baez works right, and he'll pick up positive yardage.
They could be setting up a play-action pass here, make it look like they're going to run out the clock and then take a shot downfield.
Tanner D with the stop on Baez. Baez, for a runner that's over 6 foot tall, 4 yards a pop. This could very well be the final snap of the game if they indeed take one more snap. 6 seconds to go. I think this is going to be it for our first half. We extend the invitation to stay with us for all of our halftime festivities coming up next. We go to the break. Our score, the Eagles from Sandra Day O'Connor, 21, and your Red Mountain Mountain Lions, 14. You're watching Red Mountain Football on the Red Mountain Football Broadcast Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, just want to take a minute to thank you for coming out to the first football game tonight. We are proud to present for the first time the field dedication that's been a long time coming. So before we do that, I just wanted to introduce some people that have been an important part in Mesa Public Schools. Dr. Steve Hogan, Dr. Forrest, Monica Mesa, current district AD Tommy Eubanks, one of the 4 head coaches in the history of Red Mountain, Mike Peterson, current principal Steve Tannenbaum, Joe O'Reilly, and Marcy Hutchinson, 2 Mesa Public Schools board members. Before we introduce and give something to the man of the night, I just wanted to take a minute.
Follow me. Here, take both sides.
We need to poke a hole through the camera.
We recognize someone who's been behind the scenes, and that's his wife, Becky Jones.
I don't have my keys.
Take your camera and I'll do it.
Becky, thank you for your support, dedication to the Red Mountain football program,
This mic is
and Red Mountain athletics over the last 20 years.
Is that? Give me my bag. Give me my
Was
bag.
the top
Give me my
supporter
bag.
of the Red Mountain football program every Friday night. But Becky's support went way beyond the field. She was an avid supporter, but also had a tremendous impact on the assistant coaches, their wives, who coached under Coach Jones during his tenure. Being a coach's wife can be tough, challenging, difficult, and sometimes lonely. Becky Jones represented the coach's wife's community with grace, positivity, and modeled a supportive nature that helped Coach Jones, assistant coaches, and student athletes excel at Red Mountain High School. Thank you, Becky, for your tremendous support and your lasting impact on the Red Mountain Athletic Program. And now, Coach Jones. Coach Jim Jones began his coaching career and teaching at Red Mountain in 1998, and his career at Red Mountain spanned over 20 years. Coach Jones served as the longest tenured head football coach in Mesa Public Schools history of 23 years. Along with his 2 state championships in football, he also won one in track and field as well. He's won countless football games, had numerous all-region athletes, all-state performers, and helped several assistant coaches become head coaches all over the state in a variety of sports. Most importantly, Coach Jones had a tremendous impact on the community of young men and women who positively interacted during his years at Red Mountain High School. Red Mountain is honored to have the opportunity to recognize Coach Jones' achievements both in athletics as well as the role he played in shaping the lives of many young student athletes who have had the privilege to play for him over his years. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Jim Jones. We just have one more thing. We need to make it official. Dr. Hogan, Dr. Forrest, you'll do the honor. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time, welcome to Jim Jones Stadium, Jim Jones Field. Thank you. And now our marching band is going to perform. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the Red Mountain High School Marching Pride. The Marching Pride will be performing the first two movements of their 2022 show entitled Cosmos, under the direction of drum majors Helen Lottman and Riley Mulville.
I'm doing good, Dave. Thanks for asking. I saw
I'm not going to be running this camp.
Oh, okay.
We don't really have anyone to run this camp.
Okay. You take this up.
Yeah. You want to run this camera? No, I'm running my own. Thank you.
The Red Mountain Marching Tide is under the direction of Jennifer Hamilton, Director of Bands, and Karen Jones, Assistant Director of Bands. Percussion instructors, Evan Dixon, Wardell King, Rob Davis, and Matt Escudero. Visual instructors, Taylor Gowdy, Raina Richardson, Chandler Romney, and Zach Lifter. Guard instructors, Aubrey Oliver, Jamie Warris, and Patricia Castro-Ruiz. The marching band would like to thank and acknowledge their 2022 sponsors, Red, White, and Blue, Integrity Building Corp, Velocity Mechanical, Dixon's Jewelers, Technical Systems, Willie Atuli Produce, Red Mountain Bar and Grill, Superstition Sunrise Luxury RV Resort, B&M Communications, and Pacino's Italian Restaurant. Each year we hear more about sports-related injuries, especially in football. Concerns about concussions, head and neck injuries, and rare catastrophic injuries have brought nationwide attention to the safety of the sport. As part of a statewide effort, Red Mountain, along with the Arizona Athletic Training Initiative, in conjunction with the Arizona Athletic Trainers Association, are sponsoring a Safety in Sports campaign. Safety in sports begins with having an athletic trainer. According to a study conducted by the American Academy of Pediatrics, the presence of athletic trainers in the secondary schools lowers overall injury rates, improves diagnosis and return to play decisions, and reduces the risk for repeat injuries. At high school and college events across Arizona this September, teams have donned a small sticker on the back of each player's helmet. This sticker represents the cumulative effort that these schools have made towards improving the overall safety of their sports teams by having an athletic trainer. For more information on how to keep your athletes safe, visit the Arizona Athletic Trainers Association at www.azaca.net.
Simon, let me see your band.
I'll do that when actions come quarter 3. Just heads up. I have no idea where John, Amar, and Ash. John, David, and. Oh, okay. I somehow ended up on North Camp. Bye. What? I was just calling to keep everything.
Back to halftime here from Jim Jones Field on the campus of Red Mountain High School. Kevin Derryberry alongside Chris Andriatis. And if we could, just before we begin this second half, I'd like to take a moment to thank my broadcast partner of the last 6 years, James Poovey. James brought a lot of dedication, and he brought a lot of passion to the position, Chris, and I want to thank him for his abilities, and we're going to miss him up in the booth, but we certainly appreciate his tenure here with Red Mountain Football, and I want to thank my guy, James Poovey, for his ambition and his legacy that he built here with me during the last 6 years. And now we look at the second half. The field is officially named the Jim Jones Field. What a great presentation at halftime. Jason Grantham emceed the event, and we saw Mike Peterson, coach from last year, our coach for the last 5 years, is on the field. And to see Jimmy Jones get the love that he so deserves was only fitting here tonight.
Yeah, it was a great scene there. Had the whole family down there in the field. Special night for the Jones family for sure.
It'll be Shekinah Rigrish to kick things off here to begin the second half. It's 21-14, and it's Rigrish. She'll pooch it down, and it'll be returned by Sandra Connor. And on the return for the Eagles is Vance Lum. And you have to appreciate special teams play. King Griffin among a couple guys there. Also in the vicinity is Brandon Allen. And Chris, who else did you see down there in that mix?
I couldn't catch any numbers with the angle that we had there, but we have a new factor here in the game. It rained all through the half, and it's a light drizzle coming down right now, so expect a slippery football. And when that's the case, anything can happen in these types of situations.
I was speaking with Jefferson Giles Pops during halftime, and he asked the question, and a very good question at that. He said, what do the field conditions turn into after some precipitation like that? And I think the answer to that is we're going to find out here quickly. But, Chris, from your experience playing on all kinds of turfs throughout your playing days, what kind of experience have you had with that when you get that slick field?
I've actually never played on these new field turfs with the synthetic grass and the rubber padding. When I played, it was concrete painted green, like at the vet in Philadelphia. That was just large green patches of concrete. So this is a lot better than any surface that I ever played on, for sure.
Isaac Durazo, the ball carrier, ran into Tanner DeMassa, among others, and also in there knifing was the blade, Jamison Wade, in on the tackle. No gain. 2nd and 10. Mountain Lions showing blitz. They back out of it. Heidrich set up at the Mike back spot. Play fake here for the left-handed quarterback, Cooper King. Rolls to the near side. His pass is nearly intercepted. Getting a hand on it for Red Mountain was Chris Castaneda. And what a welcome sign for Coach Enders to get one of your better players in the secondary back as he starts this second half, and he looks to be healthy.
The Mountain Lions were not fooled on that play-action boot. They had guys in position. As you can see, Castaneda almost came up with an interception. Now we'll see where Sandra Day goes here in 3rd and long here. Do they get in their empty look? It looks like they are.
Jacoby Lane has checked into the opposite corner. He will defend. Looks as though he's got the assignment on all-conference honorable mention wide receiver Ben Currents. Shotgun formation for Cooper King. The southpaw drops the football, picks it up. He throws on the run, and the ball is going to be caught around the 45-yard line. Hitting his man in stride was Cooper King. He hit the tight end Ryan Davis, his 2nd reception of the ball game. His first one went for 42 yards, Chris, and he made another big play right there.
Yeah, it looks like he dribbled it. It bounced right back up into his hand, and he was able to deliver the pass on time. It's impressive play in these conditions.
Cooper King to the tight end Ryan Davis, good for 15 yards. That will give the Eagles a new set of downs to work with. Up by 7, 10:24 to go in the 3rd quarter. More movement up front. Snap back. They changed directions, and running with the football was the wide receiver going the other direction.
They were trying to run the old counter crisscross where they pull the guards away and run a trap back with the wing back. And Red Mountain was all over it there. That was a great play by the defense. Wing T is not built for 2nd and 3rd and long. So we'll see what they dial up here.
Durazo right there, as Chris eloquently described for you, the misdirection on the counter. Up there for Red Mountain on the tackle, P.J. Claybron, if you will. That's a loss of 2. Nice tackle there. Give Claybron a TFL. 2nd and 12 from their own 43-yard line. Again, under center, it's Cooper King. One wide receiver to the top. Here comes the pressure. King escapes the pressure, throws towards the boundary, and that ball's going to be incomplete. Providing the coverage for Red Mountain was Xavier Sanchez. Also was James Wade was in the vicinity, and that pass was just too low to the turf.
It was a tough off-platform throw. You know, a lot of the quarterbacks the NFL are famous for now, he just couldn't get enough on it to deliver it.
This is a huge play. 3rd down and 12 from their own 43-yard line. Possession play for Cooper King out of the pistol. 3 wide receivers to the wide side. He has his number 1 weapon, Ben Currents, singled up on the far side, and across from him is Jacoby Lane. King to the screen, caught in the middle, it's Rovell Smith, and he's going to get decked in the middle of the field by Tanner DeMassa.
Yeah, that was a good play call. They had a lot of bodies coming down the middle there, and DeMassa was able to get in there and make a great play. Looks like they're going to be punting the ball here. Great stop for Red Mountain. Couldn't ask for a better start to the second half.
I like the timing of the route, Cooper King to Rovell Smith, but it was the defense that was just better. The execution by Tanner D to come up and absolutely take out Smith was outstanding. Huge play on a 3rd down possession play. 4th and 7 upcoming here. Punt formation, and this one's off the side of the foot for the Eagles. Everybody's got to get out of the way. And it takes a heck of a roll. It's going to go inside the 20-yard line, and the ball continues to blow towards the 4-yard line.
That ball just rolled 35 yards.
Unofficially, a 43-yard punt for the Eagles, Jordan Westridge.
See how the Mountain Lions come out and attack. They're backed up here. To start the game, it was a one-play drive for Lennox Lawson going 95. We'll see what they can do here. See if they play conservative, just try to get some breathing room.
So Carter Crispin will begin the second half, his first opportunity with the football. His team's trailing by 7. At quarterback for Red Mountain, that is Kyle Heap. Kyle Heap starts the second half at the quarterback spot. So we'll continue to look around for Carter Crispin and his ability. But at this juncture, down by 7 on his own 7-yard line is Kyle Heap. He has Jacoby Lane to the near side. Lennox Lawson is in the backfield with Heap. It's Heap, the quarterback. And it's Tavion Suing now breaking the huddle towards the numbers at the top of your screen. Chris, can you get an eye and you have a feel where is Carter Crispin? We'll continue to work through that. It's Lennox looking for blockers, and he gets taken out. He had Jefferson Giles out there moving with him, and Lennox ran around him, and now Lennox has a hitch in his giddy up. And for
I don't see him on the sideline. It looked like possibly on that last sack towards the end of the half, he may have gotten rolled up on. It's just conjecture at this point. I don't see him. It's an interesting turn right here.
Okay, so we'll continue to work through the injury situation for Carter Crispin. Preston Heap appears to be out of this game. His return is not likely. He's on crutches, and that left leg of his is wrapped up. Heap gets the ball in the hands of Lennox Lawson. Lennox Lawson on a dive play, just running right behind Jefferson Giles over the middle of the field. And again, Lance, in this case Lennox, is seems like he's in some discomfort. And on this third down,
they're going to punt the ball here, Kevin.
Yeah, the Mountain Lions unable to get the necessary yardage. So it's 4th down. 4th and 2 on their own 12-yard line. And here comes Carson Mouter. So we see Kyle Heap walking over with the offense and the offensive line. I still haven't picked up where Carter Crispin is. Let's see what develops here. This is a big-time situation that we will follow for you. For his own 50, this is Ben Currents again. And Mouter's punt gets hung up, takes a great carom for the Mountain Lions, and it will roll into O'Connor territory as Connor Skidmore touches it down on the 47-yard line. That's where Cooper King will go back to work with a 7-point lead, Chris.
Yeah, that was a good punt. Able to give them back on the other side of the 50. See if the defense can step up yet again.
Into the wind. Safety in sports is a topic that has gained national attention. Beginning in August and running into October, watch your favorite high school to learn why safety in sports begins with having an athletic trainer. According to a study conducted by the American Academic of Pediatrics, the presence of athletic trainers in the secondary schools lowers overall injury rates, improves diagnosis and return to play decisions, and reduces the risk of recurrent injuries. For more information, visit the Arizona Athletic Trainers Association website at www.azata.net.
They had a fly sweep there, Kevin. Number 49 around the end there for a first down.
So Rovell Smith, the ball carrier, runs into Champ Jennings after he picks up first down yardage. So once again, the creativity of the offense by the Eagles continues to provide challenges for Kyle Ender's defense. 5:35 to go in this third quarter. The rain continues to drop here at Jim Jones Field. The second year of this gorgeous synthetic turf put in by the Mesa School District. First and 10 for the Mountain Line, 43-yard line. There goes Smith in motion. They turn the hand off to Baez. Baez lowers the shoulders, and he gets drilled around the 40-yard line. Great pursuit to the football by the linebackers. One of those guys there was Caleb Heydrich. P.J. Claybron was also in there.
They were all over that play, held them for a very small gain. This is a big down here to see if they can force them into a 3rd and long and get them into their empty shotgun look.
How about 33, Carson Mounter also in on the defensive stop. Gain of 2. 21-14, third quarter action. Eagles working left to right. From the mountain line, 41-yard line. Again, they go back to that run game, breaking a tackle and working towards the middle of the field. Is that O'Connor run game?
Yeah, they had the crisscross action. I believe if you have your Dakota ring, they call that scissors. It was the play they were running there, and we'll see what they got here on 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3.
11. 17. Castaneda. Oh, wait, for them? Who carried it? It was 23. Ryland Wolf.
Just trying to verify the ball carrier. That was Ryan Wolf, his first, maybe second carry of the night. 5'9", 170, a junior. Stopped short. Rain picks up here. 3:51 to go in the quarter.
Looks like they had some confusion there. Coach is going to take a timeout, get him on the right page.
Chris, when you say coach, which coach?
Coach Cole saw a couple guys moving around, unsure where to line up, so he took the timeout instead of getting into a broken play right at the snap.
That's what we were trying to verify is which coach. It was Brian Cole that took the timeout. Coach Cole in his second year had a fantastic first year. Coach Cole has always been one of those kind of a thumper kind of coaches. He's always had that real tough, physical type football teams.
And I think his team has adopted that mindset and mentality. I think the head coach has a lot of influence on how his team plays football, and you can see that in the Sandra Day O'Connor Eagles for sure.
All right, Chris, let's see if we can't get an injury update. I finally have spotted Carter Crispin. Crispin has the Gatorade towel over his head, and when I look at his body, I could only speculate maybe a soft tissue type injury, perhaps, or potentially a concussion of some sort that you kind of wonder.
The towel might be indicative of not wanting to get too much light in his eyes. I don't know. We're guessing right now, but he doesn't have anything wrapped up or splinted.
So here we go. Possession play from the 36-yard line of Red Mountain. Tight to the formation is
end around, reverse.
The Eagles. It's Currents to the edge. Currents has got the first down and he gets decked. Nice work by Tanner DeMassa and company. Also there for Red Mountain was Ammon Dayton. Penalty marker thrown back where Ben Currents was running with the football. I think this one's going to go against the Eagles.
Yeah, I think it was a block in the back there on the first player to get up there, the fourth player trying to force him back inside. He got pushed down from behind, I think.
The first year. Oh, sorry, Chris.
No,
I thought you were done, Chris. That's what we get to work on, working with each other for the first time in our careers. Actually, second, as Chris made his debut on the Zone 48 Broadcast Network last Thursday evening. For Sandra Day O'Connor in their 18th year of O'Connor football. Their first year was back in 2003. Rick May developed the program. Their first varsity year came back in 2005. That was the 5A Division II. And Rick May, again, was their head coach. The Eagles picked up their first ever varsity win back in 2005. It was a 66-0 win over Alhambra. They beat the Lions that night. All right, here we go. 3rd down and 13. Huge play as the rain continues to pound down here in East Mesa. Working out of the pistol, it's Cooper King. He has Currents to the top of your screen with 3 wide receivers to the near side. Long count now for Cooper King.
Coach trying to get him into the right play call, seeing how they line up. See what we got here.
Baez moves right, now he moves left.
Delay a game.
And now the Eagles are going to be nailed with a 5-yard delay of game penalty. And that's going to make it now a 3rd down and 18. So they're going back the other direction. They're going south. And that's what Coach Enders is looking for at this juncture.
That's the danger with the check with me where they line up and look to the sideline. Coach has got to make a decisive call right away. If he's hemming and hawing, that's what happens. You get a delay of game, and now you're back 5 yards further.
The other challenge is that there's no visible 25-second clock. I always think that's a real challenge. I'm not sure why that's not a rule that should be implemented in every single high school venue there is. King, near side, caught by the wide receiver. We'll double check the number. I want to say it was 8-0. That would be Rovell Smith. Xavier Sanchez, the second-team All-Region performer out of the Fiesta region a year ago, up there to make the stop. And
I don't see them calling the punt team out yet, Kevin. This is interesting.
It appears that the Eagles are going to punt the football away. And one of their special teams player, one of their better players is Ben Currents. And what's not to like of all 6'2", 180 has a touchdown reception here. 5 catches in that first half. They've slowed him down here a little bit in the second half. 7-point ball game, 2:25 to go in the third quarter. Here comes Jordan Westrick. Sends Ocean in the night sky. And it's going to take a Red Mountain bounce. The returner was Gianni Edwards. He got the heck out of dodge. Ball was spotted at the 20-yard line, and that's where Kyle Heap and this Red Mountain offense will go back to work. For Kyle Heap, he played in 4 games last year. He threw 14 passes, completed 6 of them for 124 yards, a 42% completion percentage, had a touchdown and 1 interception. I want to say that touchdown went to his brother, Preston. Pretty cool story for him. And now here he is. Kyle is thrust into this 6A conference football game using the hard count. Movement on that left side, no penalty marker thrown.
More check with me here. They're getting the right play call. Coach.
How about Jacoby Lane? Single coverage to the near side if you want to take it. And the Mountain Lions still haven't snapped the football. Claps the hand, snap back to Heap. He throws. Outside, ball caught.
Slippery surface. He wasn't able to do anything other than to fall down with it. It was Tavion Sewing. Hard for a young quarterback to learn that the back judge will start counting with his arm at 10 seconds when the play clock is going down. So his eyes should be there when he's going through his cadence and pre-snap gyrations, if you will.
For the Mountain Lions, Cannon Skidmore has checked in. He lines up to the outside. This will be a 4-wide receiver set for Kyle Heap. Lennox Lawson is to his right. Lennox gets the call here. Lennox turns it upfield and kind of falls over a would-be tackler, picks up extra yardage. It's close to the line necessary to gain, and I think he's going to have the first down. That second effort, the twisting and turning by Lennox Lawson, got his team the first down.
He always finishes his runs going forward. That's an attribute you see in your better tailbacks.
You love it, too. You absolutely love it. Well, the precipitation is starting to enter the press box here. We have to start to move around our equipment. The rain continues to pound down here at Jim Jones Field. And you saw a little bit of that slick turf and the damage it could cause. Kyle Heap over the middle field. The ball's caught by Gunnermore. And Gunnermore takes it into Eagle territory. How about the stutter step on the move by Gunnermore, and picked up a lot of rack after that play.
Great play. They went with an RPO, counter action, pulling 2 offensive linemen. Linebackers' eyes are in the backfield, able to hit the tight end on the pop pass for a big gain. Great play there.
Kyle Heap to Gunnermore, a gain of 25 yards. That's a chain-moving catch. 1st and 10, Mountain Lions. They're on the march down by 7. 21-14 with 35 seconds to go in this third quarter. Kyle Heap has been called upon to replace Carter Crispin. We don't have any word on why. There goes Lennox Lawson in motion. Lines up far side. Heap to the air. His pass is batted down the line of scrimmage. It looked like one of the big fellas, one of those interior linemen, got their mitts up.
I think that was number 44, if I'm not mistaken, Ryan Davis, K-State bound.
Could very well have been Ryan Davis. I saw Cody Menifee in the vicinity as well. Either way, that ball was batted out. Kyle Heap has the play call. He's ready to go. He has Jacoby Lane lined up to the near side. You think at some point they're going to take a shot towards Jacoby Lane. You talk about Kansas bound. Well, how about Jacoby Lane on his way to play his college football at Southern Cal, USC commit. And now we get a timeout taken on the field. Coach Enders spent the TO, and they'll talk things over. Once again, our offensive coordinator, Coach McDaniel's up here in the booth with us to our right. 20.7 seconds to go. 21-14 is the score. And Chris Andrianos has some buddies watching tonight's game around this great United States of ours. You want to give those guys a shout out?
Yeah, I just want to thank you guys watching out on the East Coast. Great of you to support us here, and I hope you're enjoying the game.
For O'Connor, they will take on the Saguaro SaberCats in Scottsdale next week. So for Brian Cole, you look at his schedule, a 24-10 win over Brophy Prep. That's a quality victory. Here it is tonight. They're doing battle with a 7-point lead over Red Mountain. Saguaro's next, and they're the Open Division champions from 1 year ago. Then they get Millennium and then Centennial Valley Vista. At Liberty, they get Boulder Creek. It's another really good schedule, and they'll finish their campaign at Mountain Ridge. So here we go in this one, 20.7 seconds to go in the third quarter. It's Kyle Heap in relief of Carter Crispin. Snap back. They give the ball up. The ball's loose. It's fumbled, and it's recovered by the Eagles. Recovering the football is Jet Rufus, and the senior falls on it. That's a takeaway, the second one of the game for SDO, and that's a pendulum swinging type play. They get the football right back.
That was some razzle-dazzle gone bad right there. Looked like you had some slippery turf, some penetration from the defensive line there, and bad things happened.
There are some challenges up front in the assignment category for Red Mountain. Things broke down in a big way, and you have to credit the Eagle defense in on that. And once that ball was loose, you had all kinds of white shirts. The Mountain Lions had no chance to run that play successfully. So now it's a turnover on a takeaway, and they put Cooper King back on the field. He wants to throw it. He sets up a screen to his man, and that is Ben Currents, and Ben Currents gets dropped after a 3-yard gain. It looked like Carson Mauder rung his bell there with an outstanding open field tackle.
Yeah, that's the third time they've gone to that, they call that a tunnel screen, where the offensive lineman release and try to work outside in or inside out, depending on which side they're going to.
We have played 3 quarters here in East Mesa on Jim Jones Field on the campus of Red Mountain High School. Our score, the Eagles 21, the Mountain Lions 14. Stay with us for exciting action in the fourth quarter coming up next. You're watching Red Mountain Football on Red Mountain TV on the Mountain Lion Broadcast Network.
Congratulations to both the freshman and JV football teams on their victories over O'Connor. On Wednesday, the freshman team won 12-6 here on Jim Jones Field. And up at Saturday, O'Connor High School with the JV team winning by the score of 34-15. Both teams 1-0 on the season. Congratulations to freshman and JV.
Check, check, check.
We welcome you back inside the Parker & Sons press box at Red Mountain High School. The rain, the precipitation continues to fall here at Jim Jones Field. And this is Baez. Baez to that second level, leaps over the linebackers and picks up 9 yards on a power run. Great blocking for those guys up front for Sandra O'Connor.
Looked like a fullback trap there. Wing T, infamous for getting great angles on their blocks, a lot of down blocks, gap schemes, and they were able to break him free for a big run right there.
Connor Coleman getting it done, as well as Tyler Johnson, the all-region second teamer. TJ, a junior, 6'2", 240. A beef up front, having some success here. Huge play and huge drive for the Mountain Lions. Third down and 1. You like to get some penetration in that backfield. We need 99. Braden Kasmerick to step up. Quick snap. They run right. They got the first down. Ball's loose. Let's see who's got the football. It's all about Lady Luck right now. And it looks as though that the Eagles have recovered it. Oh, tough break for Red Mountain. But we talk about the precipitation and the challenges it presents with a slick turf. But how about a slick football?
Yeah, when that ball is squeaked out there, anybody's game, we saw it happen just 3 plays ago. So it will continue to get sloppy here as the conditions get wetter and wetter.
So for my money, I would like to see the officials put another ball in play and wipe off the ball. I think that would be something that they could do to try to help both teams.
That. Yeah, they have a ball that they're toweling off, and the ball boy will exchange it.
This is a wet ball again. And they go to the outside. This is Isaac DeRozzo. Inside give. Penalty marker comes in. You got Castaneda getting after it with the wide receiver, Ben Currents. And now we're at that point in the game, Chris, where things can start to get, well, we like to say the word chippy.
Chippy. Yeah, a little extracurricular, going to finish the block and happen to do it right in front of the side judge, and he's going to get called for it. Another term that Ed Cole and I like to use in this situation, and it wasn't quite that here, but it's chicanery. So I like I like all those terms used right there, but the biggest term is they're going to go backwards, and that's what the Eagles are doing here. Huge swing for this Red Mountain defense. They need to get a stop, and they need to get the football back. Down by a touchdown and an extra point with 10:30 to go. Not many plays for 2nd and 25. They are not. So I think they'll try to, you try to get something to a manageable 3rd down situation. They're probably in 4 down here. I don't know if they're going to try to kick a ball in this weather, but they may. They opted not to earlier situation in the first half. They've got a strong special teams. If I'm Coach Cole and I don't get any more yardage here, I'm going to punt the football and pin it back, especially with a backup quarterback running the offense here for the Mountain Lions. This is King. He wants to throw, and he's going to go down. He's going to get sacked. Caleb Heidrich in the backfield takes down the quarterback. That's a huge play right there. Great job by Heidrich. Worked a little inside pass rush move. And again, the unconventional drop from the quarterback, not getting a lot of depth off the ball. He really had nowhere to run when Heidrich came free. Phenomenal play by Caleb Heidrich. He had 1 sack last season. Give him another sack here. And as Chris discussed, it's just the unorthodox playmaking by Cooper King in this case. And he drifted back to no man's land and couldn't get rid of the football. Another credit to the secondary. These guys are band-aided together. Jacoby Lane, one of those guys that's out there making some plays. 9:10 to go, still a 7-point ball game. Empty set for King. The southpaw is going to run it. He goes up the middle to the 50, and he's going to be dropped around the 46-yard line. And there's some action going behind the play. Jacoby Lane lost his helmet. He got tangled up with the Eagles' Ben Currents. Ben Currents is in the middle of everything. He's in every occurrence, if you will. Yeah, as you said, they're getting chippy. Emotions are running high. I think there's some frustration on both sides because of the sloppiness of the field, or at least the slipperiness of the field, I should say, and a slippery football. So Carson Mauder and Champ Jennings there to make the official tackle on Cooper King. Punt formation for Brian Cole's special teams group. Is that Suing back to return this one? Can't tell. Doesn't look like Tavion. Punt goes up in the air. This is Jordan Westridge. This should be Lennox Lawson back there. It is Gunnar Moore in this case. So neither one of us got it right. It's Gunnar Moore. I saw the 5. I didn't see the 1. And that's going to happen from this vantage point up here in the press box, Chris. And think about it, if you're at Sun Devil Stadium, that press box is way, way up there. A clear adjustment when we get to postseason football for this guy right here. 21-14, it'll be Kyle Heap back in this football game. We see Carter Crispin down on the sidelines. We don't have any kind of update on his condition. So we can only pray for the young man and hope that he will be back taking snaps sooner than later. I think they'll go back to what was working for them. Short 3-step passes. And now there's a false start on the Mountain Lions. Jacoby Lane wearing 89 at the top of your screen on the numbers. Tavion Suing near side.
with the motion man, in this case, for Red Mountain, that was Jeremiah Aviles. First time we've seen the 5'8" senior on the playing field. So that'll push Red Mountain back 5 yards, 1st and 15 now from their own 19-yard line. Lennox Lawson is in the backfield. A play fake to Lawson. Kyle Heap's going to wind up. Deep ball looking for Jacoby Lane, and the ball is incomplete. Everybody in the stadium is looking for a penalty marker, and they're not going to get one.
It certainly looked like he had a fistful of jersey there. Again, you know, if both guys are hand fighting, sometimes the refs will let them play it. That's apparently what they're doing here.
Jackson Barton is the cornerback, stride for stride with Jacoby Lane. And I would say that maybe, just to affect the timing, the ball was slightly underthrown, and that was the result that allowed the DB, Jackson Barton, to get his hands in there and eliminate any kind of battle for the football in that contest to Jacoby Lane. Incomplete pass, 2nd and 15. Back to work is Kyle Heap. 3 wide receivers to his left side. This is Lennox Lawson. He starts, stops, and then darts right through the middle and picks up about 6 yards. That was a tough earned 6 yards from Lennox Lawson.
A lot of zigging and zagging there for sure. Yeah, there was a hard run. Got them into a more manageable 3rd down situation.
Lennox has gone over the century mark again in rushing here this evening.
He almost did that on the first play.
Exactly. He went for 92 yards on the very first handoff of the ball game. For Lennox, 1,396 yards of all-purpose yardage. He got in the box 14 times. He is their true playmaker. 3rd down and 9 from their own 25-yard line, and a lot of penalty markers come in as the rain continues to come down. More procedure penalties on the mountain lines, and they've got a few things to clean up. Still a winnable ball game.
Tough situation. I mean, we saw it in the first half with Crispin, him not being out there. He's very cerebral. He's able to get guys in the right position, and I think he just has some guys unsure right now, moving when they're not supposed to be. See if they can get this figured out.
Lennox with his 3rd 100-yard game, and that comes here tonight. 3rd down, 14 from their own 20-yard line. Kyle Heap is the signal caller. There goes Lennox in motion. Heap to the air. His pass is incomplete. It was thrown behind Tavion Sewing. Somebody zigged when they should have zagged on that sequence. That'll force a punting situation for the Mountain Lions. 7:08 to go in this 4th quarter, and a 7-point ball game. Here comes Carson Mauter in punt formation for the Mountain Lions.
Yeah, it looks like because of the weather and certainly for the Mountain Lions case some injuries, the high-powered offenses seem to have stalled here in the second half. So we'll see. The Mountain Lions are running out of chances here. See if the defense come up and make a play for them on this next series.
We continue to hunt for information on the starting quarterback, Carter Crispin. It's difficult from our vantage point up here in the press box to get any kind of information from the field. Mauter is going to pump this one away from his own 5-yard line. Low snap. Mauter puts that right leg into it, and again, there's another procedure penalty called. Oh, they're going to say, oh my goodness, this is a pendulum swinging play. Another one like that. They're going to say that Mauter's knee was down on the 6-yard line. Ball down there. No punt. Eagles take over.
That's a backbreaker, Kevin.
And that's going to sting. And now the Eagles pumped up with their current arrangement. And now if you ever needed to stop from your defense, they're going to have to stop this Eagle offense with a 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. Any way you look at it, if you're Brian Cole, you're going to get points on this drive.
You should, yeah. And I can't imagine we'll see anything but wing T in this scenario here.
Brian Cole is just the 4th head coach in the 18-year history of O'Connor football. We see Crispin down there again with a towel on him, having a conversation with Preston Heap. Coach Heap's down there talking to him as well. All right, here we go again. This is going to be the ground game. They go to Baez as Baez takes the handoff and runs right to the left of his center behind that left guard. Picks up a productive gain.
That was a fullback dive, or in wing T Dakota ring terms, that would be a gut play.
or Belly, right? Very
Belly,
similar,
yeah.
right there.
Same family.
Exact same call, different terminology. 6:38 to go on the Parker & Sons Longines scoreboard. A special thank you to Weathermasters. No kidding, Weathermasters, family owned and operated since 1983. Plumbing, AC, and water treatment specialists. Proud sponsors of our boys at Red Mountain High School. This will be the option for Cooper King, and Cooper King's going to go down. Nice tackle. Yeah, Ammon Dayton with a big-time open field tackle to take down Cooper King and deny him the end zone.
Touchdown saving tackle there for sure. That was a great play.
So a pickup of a yard. 3rd down and goal from the 2-yard line. Big play upcoming here for Brian Cole's offense. They continued to use the clock on this precipitous evening here in Mesa.
You wonder if they were going quarterback keep there to try to keep the ball handling to a minimum so you don't have slippage and a possible fumble. We'll see what they go with here.
Currents lines up near side, and shadowing him is Jacoby Lane. They run it right. They run it to DeRazzo. The second effort, he's going to break the plane of the goal line and score a touchdown.
Yeah, it was some tough running there. He had a guy on his back. He had a guy on his legs. He was able to, lunge forward and pick up the touchdown.
DeRazzo's 3rd rushing touchdown of the season. This one comes from 2 yards away. It's now 27-14, point after try upcoming. And the Mountain Lions are in some trouble here with 5:22 to go in this football game.
Yeah, they're going to have to take all the stops off now and really push the tempo at this point if they're going to get back in this.
Desert Ridge is the opponent next week. Here at home, we'll have all the action for you right here on Red Mountain TV. Kickoff at 7 p.m. Snap is back. The hold is down. The kick is on its way. It's up, and it's true.
Not that we are in the excuses making business, Kevin, but when you lose your quarterback, your tight end, and was it 2 starters on defense? That's a lot to overcome.
It is indeed a lot to overcome. And that is what this incredible game of football will bring to you on a nightly basis. The land of opportunity.
It is opportunity, yeah, you're right.
And
next guy up.
You have a chance to still make some plays and claw your way back in this one. But what you're looking for playmakers, and having 4 or 5 playmakers on the sidelines is not helping your cause.
It is absolutely not. You still have plenty to go around with Lennox and with Jacoby. The tight end, Gunnar Moore has made some nice plays this evening as well. So some silver lining here on this tough outing in the second half.
And the question will be is this what will be the significance of these injuries and how long will these guys be down? That will be a big question as we move throughout the rest of this weekend. 28-14 Eagles have come to Mesa, and they're putting it to the Mountain Lions here this evening. On the return is Gunnar Moore, breaks the tackle, tries to spin out another one, and he's finally dropped down on the 33-yard line. Up there with the wiggle after the special teams tackle was Cohen Hunter.
Okay, we'll see what Coach
Mason
McDaniel's got dialed up here.
5:16 remaining. 2-touchdown game. Kyle Heap back on the field. He has Skidmore to the near side. Tavion Suing at the top with Jacoby Lane and Gunnar Moore in the slot to the left. Snap back to Heap. Pass is thrown to Jacoby Lane. Makes a man miss. Tries to drive forward. Someone lost their hat. And just a lot of extracurricular activity going on. Gunnar Moore lost his helmet. He comes up in some discomfort. And now Gunnar Moore's going to grab his helmet and he'll step off. Checking in for the Mountain Lions is Bodie Wagner, a sophomore, 6 foot 165. And Kyle Enders with looked like he was trying to have a conversation with the line judge. And let's see what the injury situation is all about. One of the Eagles had one of their wings clipped here.
I think that's the thought process is to get the ball in your USC commit's hands and let him see if he can make a guy miss and get some big yards on a relatively simple pass and catch. Unfortunately, the Eagles swarmed to the football there, and Jacoby had nowhere to go.
So, Chris, you've called plays at this level, at a state championship level. Back in 2019, you and Coach Lamar shared those duties. If you're Coach McDaniel, you know the challenges that he has. He's working with a backup quarterback. He's down 2 or 3 guys. Who knows what the attrition factor is for the guys up front that are still left. But as a play caller and someone that has called plays, how do you kind of work through this, and when do you start taking some chances?
You certainly have to cross some things off your list, and it really comes down to knowing your personnel, knowing what specifically your quarterback is really proficient at, and finding ways for him to be successful. So, we hit it. We had a quick pass out in the flat. He had some nice pop passes to the tight end earlier. Let's see if they go back to that.
Heap, low snap. Here comes the pressure. Heap gets it off. His pass is caught by Lennox Lawson, slams on the brakes, and then turns it upfield as he runs in between the hash marks and the numbers. He's short of the first down. It'll be a 4th down, and we'll call it, I'll say 5, Chris. You need to play here.
Long 5, yeah. It's 3rd down.
Excuse me. It is the 3rd down. Now, we had one time we were a little slow with that digital team over there on the chain gang, and now that time they were so fast with it. I didn't think they had a chance.
In the dark, so it's tough.
It is indeed. We've seen those new electronic chain gangs. Those are pretty impressive. Kyle Heap ready to go. Snaps his hands. Ball's back. Pass goes outside. Caught by Jacoby Lane. And Jacoby Lane's going to lunge towards the 50-yard line and pick up about 6 extra yards with that 6'5" frame of his. For Jacoby, last year, 76 receptions, 990 yards, and a bunch of touchdowns.
So the sense of urgency is definitely picking up here now. It's not just no huddle, it is hurry up.
If you think about that, 28 touchdowns between Jacoby Lane and Lennox Lawson. There goes Kyle Heap on the broken play, 40, 35, 30, and he's going to be thrown out of bounds. He's going to hit hard, too. That'll be an unsportsmanlike foul assessed to the O'Connor Eagles, Hayden Satterlund. But you had the low snap, and then Kyle Heap, no worries.
No.
Played very poised, picked up the football, and moved the chains, Chris.
I am surprised at how fast that young man is. He got a set of wheels on him. He picked up 25 yards, and then with the late hit tacked on, this could get very interesting here if the Mountain Lions are able to punch this in.
Big play and a big penalty. Still plenty of time to work with. Kyle Heap trying to get his team into the end zone and shave this 14-point deficit. So credit Heap with a 20-yard run. It's a 1st and 10, and they tack on the 15 that Chris just pointed out. Huge blunder for the Eagles. 28-14, 3:44 to go in the 4th quarter. 12 and 13 lined up in the backfield. Kyle Heap and Lennox Lawson. Bodie Wagner in the slot to the right. There goes Skidmore in motion. Snap is back. Looking for a jump ball for Jacoby Lane in the end zone. There was contact inside the green zone. No foul.
Flag here. Looks in the backfield. Looks like it might be a hold.
So there's no flag thrown in the secondary. And there's a procedured penalty against Red Mountain, and that's going to prove costly. So the Mountain Lion offensive line has struggled here this evening, Chris, and that's another thing that's part of your forte. What are you seeing from this group and the challenges that they're working with here tonight?
I think they've held up pretty well. I think unfortunately the pressures come on when the timing is off with the quarterback and when you have new faces in and out. That kind of thing's just going to happen, so you have to find a way to overcome that.
The deep back here in this pistol formation is Lennox Lawson. Play fake. Looking for Sewing in the corner of the end zone. The ball is incomplete. And Kyle Heap gets rocked behind the play. Penalty marker comes in.
It's gonna be a late hit for
and right there wondering what the issue was Jet Rufus. And Jet Rufus, that would be his 2nd unsportsmanlike penalty on this drive. And Chris, I know on the NC2AA and the National Football League, they're starting to keep track of those unsportsmanlike fouls. And I think if you get 2 in a game, that's an automatic ejection. I'd have to check on that.
I
But
believe that holds true in high school as well.
this would be 7 Rufus, his second unsportsmanlike.
And that would be also he would be disqualified for the next game as well, I believe. Let's see if it's an ejection.
Oh, my goodness. You've got to be kidding me. Oh, my. So an illegal man downfield for Red Mountain is going to offset the penalty. Oh, my. That is heartbreaking. Tavion back on. Lennox is out there. Jacoby Lane lines up to the near side. Kyle Heap has taken the snaps for this entirety of the fourth quarter and much of the third.
Half. Yeah.
That's right. It's the entire second half. Heap works out of the gun. Here comes the pressure. Evades the pressure. Stops, throws, and it's incomplete. It's behind Tavion Sewing. And Kyle Heap took another shot. Coming in on the quarterback hunt was Ryan Davis, all-region second teamer. We've talked about him as a tight end. 6'4", 240. He's a dude, Chris.
He is a dude. Great pressure there, and unfortunately, I think Heap had a chance to get that pass off, but his foot slipped, and it got wobbly on him, and he ended up throwing it behind everybody.
It will be interesting to get the rest of the story, as Paul Harvey would say.
Looks like we have a wildcat look here. Somebody new in at quarterback.
We'll have to see if that's Simon Lopez, if that's number 6. He takes a snap, and he's going to get demolished in the backfield.
It was James Krieger.
So the strong safety, James Krieger, was going to take the snap.
Oh, I think because Heap's helmet came off, he has to come out for a play, and they had to sub him in. No, that
wasn't Krieger, no.
That was Simon Lopez.
Well, that's the guy I first suggested that would be Simon. And I've never seen a backup quarterback wear a number like that, especially 46. I've seen 22 with Doug Flutie as a quarterback, and that's unusual as well.
It is.
And on the turnover on, well, let's see. Hold on a second. No, I don't want to get ahead of myself. It'll be a timeout taken by Brian Cole. Do you realize that the O'Connor Eagles have, in their 18 years, have been playoff participants just 7 times? 05, 9, and 10 under Coach Rodriguez. Back in 2015, then Coach Casey took them there in the COVID year of 2020, and Brian Cole brought Sandra O'Connor back to the postseason last year. So 2 consecutive years of postseason football for the Eagles out in the North Phoenix area. That's a nice sign, and maybe things are starting to turn for Brian Cole's program.
You could certainly say that, yeah. And based on what I'm seeing out here tonight, the way, the passion that they play with, the level of toughness, I think this team's going to be making noise down the road here in the coming months, for sure.
Red Mountain will have some things to work on as they prepare for Desert Ridge next week, but still 2:45 to go in this one. A touchdown and a point after try would certainly make things interesting here, yes?
Yes, unfortunately the penalties have pushed them back into third and very long. And there it looks like Sandra Day is in a prevent. So we'll see what they can come up with here.
3rd and 22 from the 27-yard line. And Heap's going to go down. He's going to get sacked. He gets sacked by that young man, Jet Rufus. And Rufus is been stepping up his game here in this fourth quarter.
Somehow still in the game. I guess they don't disqualify for personal fouls.
On an offsetting penalty, though.
Oh,
so it didn't stand up. That was the only thing I thought of why he didn't get ejected. But now, at the same token, I think that they would have to indicate to us that would be his first of potentially an ejection, his first of 2.
And
right?
I think that the head referee usually keeps track of those things. So I think you're going to see a shot to Jacoby, jump ball, 50-50 ball. Let him go out and get it.
2 minutes to go. Over the middle of the field, and the ball is nearly intercepted. He wanted a streaking gunner more down the seam of the football field. The ball was broken up by the secondary, Hayden Satterlund. Turnover on downs, and Brian Cole's football team are going to get the football back with a 2-touchdown lead with 1:54 to go in this fourth quarter, and for the Mountain Lions to win their first ever game under the official, newly named Jim Jones Field, it looks like it's going to be a tall order here at this juncture.
Again, you know, you can only hope, and I'm sure they're all thinking strip drill now, stand up the ball carrier, come in, rake the ball out, punch it out, try to force a turnover, scoop and score maybe. That's about their best odds at this point.
The new alignment for the 6A East Valley region for Red Mountain, they get Mountain View, Queen Creek, South Point Catholic, and Williamsfield. That is your new East Valley region. And when you just look at those teams, Mountain View is our final game of the year right here. That is going to be outstanding. Queen Creek, we know that Travis Sherman does an outstanding job coaching all those athletes in the East Valley. South Point Catholic, well, we saw them a week ago. They're well coached under Eric Rogers. Yes. They've got a lot of playmakers, Elijah Rushing among others. Fredo Sotelo, their quarterback, is a dual threat guy. We've had a chance to see them. And then Williamsfield with Steve Campbell and all the success he's had over there. It's a tough region, and every Friday night is going to be a battle here for Red Mountain.
And not to mention the Chandler Wolves mixed in there as well. So there's
Dylan Raiola and Rick Gerritsen. Outstanding leadership for Chandler. 1:05 to go. It's a delay of game against the Eagles. But for Brian Cole and his Eagles, they make that 50-plus mile haul to the East Valley, and their bus trip home to the North Valley is going to be a fun ride.
Yes, it will. And it seems that they've managed to get out of this relatively healthy, unlike the Mountain Lions. So we're going to have to keep abreast of the injury situations going forward.
We're going to take our cameras to the infirmary and find out what's going on there as Tanner DeMassa gets outside and takes down the quarterback. So give DeMassa a quarterback sack. He takes down Cooper King. And on that play, it was Tanner DeMassa, the king of the play. Timeout taken on the field.
I'm not sure what Sandra Day was trying to do there. I wonder if they were just trying to get the quarterback running around and run as much time off as possible. He almost tackled him out of bounds. That could have been disastrous. It would have stopped the clock as well as put them in an almost unreachable down and distance.
SDO finished 11-1 in 2010 under Coach John Rodriguez. The Eagles lost in the quarters 30-24 in the state championship tournament to Mountain Point that year. And for Sandra Day O'Connor, they have no state championships in football. They just won a state title in volleyball this past season. And the Eagles' first ever appearance reaching the semifinals came last year, or in 2020 in this case, when they took on Chaparral, a game they lost at home. Brayton Silbour and the Firebirds went on to win the state championship that year in that COVID year of 2020. Rain continues to pound down here. 57 seconds to go. O'Connor will run it again. It's Rovell Smith to the outside as he tries to turn it upfield. And he's going to get taken down there.
Yeah, nothing doing there, and they did a good job of staying in bounds. Red Mountain burns, I believe, their final timeout there.
Tanner DeMassa with the stop for the Mountain Lions on this weather-filled evening here at Red Mountain High School. It's a 28-14 ball game, and boy, I guess we knew we were in for a real battle when they went deep to Cooper King to Ben Kearns for 42 yards early in this football game, and it was on.
It was on, and I think a lot of hope going in at the half. Red Mountain got that the double pass touchdown from the lane to Sewing, and I think not having Carter Crispin in the second half definitely tough to overcome, and then all the other injuries adding up, just too much for the Mountain Lions to overcome tonight.
No question about it. Chris, when you look at the history of the Eagle program, in the last decade, the Eagles are 42-63. They won 7 games twice in 14-15. It's the turnaround the last couple of years is what you're seeing here might be the norm now with this O'Connor program. And Steve Casey has a lot to do with that. There's another punt by Westrich. It's a short punt, takes a heck of a roll, and Jacoby's going to pick it up, and Jacoby lost the footing. He loses the football as well. There's a stump for it. Let's see who comes up with a rock. and it's Sandra O'Connor. And that should be it.
There. Yeah, I mean, you can't blame them for trying to come up and make a play, get something going. Unfortunately, the ball slipped out of his hands. You can sense a lot of frustration on this Mountain Lions team right now.
No doubt about it. You do like the idea, but if you do that, you've got to be sure.
Yes.
And if you do that, you have to be sure and come up with the football at the very least. And neither of those two things happen. Tough break. Again, I believe that's unofficially the 4th turnover of the night for the Mountain Lions, and it's going to be tough to beat well-coached football teams when you give away the rock 4 times.
Yep. That's the biggest indicator of who's going to win is the turnover differential for sure.
The final 30 seconds will run off here on the Parker & Sons Longines scoreboard. Our final score, the Eagles from Sandra O'Connor winning on the road 28-14. For the Eagles, they begin their 2022 football season at 2-0. And for Kyle Enders and the Red Mountain Mountain Lions, they'll begin their 2022 football campaign with a record of 1 win and 1 loss as Coach Enders tastes defeat for the first time here in his young career. 28-14 the final. Chris, your thoughts as they shake hands here at the 50-yard line?
Well, I think you do have some positives you can build off of. Obviously, you want to get those players that you lost back, but I think seeing some other players step in and do some good things to give you some hope going forward. And, I thought the defense played really well. I mean, they only scored 1 touchdown in the second half, and that was when they spotted the ball on the 3-yard line after the muffed punt snap there. So I think there's a lot of good things to look at, and I think Coach Enders will get these guys going in the right direction next week against the Jaguars.
Oh, you know that they will have a turnabout face. There's no doubt about that. They'll put the work in. This football team will rally around Coach Enders and this entire staff, and they'll get better.
Absolutely.
It will certainly get better. Tip of the cap to Brian Cole, his Eagle football team. They came here and they punched the Mountain Lions in the chops.
Yes, they
and
did.
They were deserved to win this game. Too many challenges for the Mountain Lions, especially in the turnover category, the penalty category. All 3 phases really for Red Mountain. They just got beat up tonight. And outside of Lennox Lawson, over 100 yards for him. I thought Gunnar Moore had a strong game, and I know there's work to be done up front too as well, because I don't know that the quarterbacks had enough time to do what they're supposed to do.
No, they didn't, and it's tough when you're your first game at home, especially with some new faces that haven't played before, and you're not sure what to expect, and against a really tough, disciplined, physical football team.
Yes, no question. One of the new traditions for Coach Enders, the players come to the home side of the stands, home side of the stadium, and they will give high fives to all the fans that are on that first row that lean over on the screen. And I just think that's another cool tradition. We talk about family all across the board. Every football program, every athletic program you run across, it's about the family. And at Red Mountain, they have a strong family representation. It's certainly no different here than anywhere else.
No, and I think when you add in the fact that this is Kyle Enders' home, he went to high school here, he was an all-state football player here, he got his coaching chops coming up through the ranks in this program. This is truly home for him,
yes.
and this is family in the truest sense of the word. So this community will be behind the Mountain Lions 100% for sure.
Chris, you and I have to get new credentials to head into the emergency room to find out what's going on with our guys. That we're going to do just that. Credit the Eagles. They win it 28-14. They're 2-0. The Mountain Lions dropped to 1-1 after their impressive win on the road last week. And it is back to the drawing board. For our outstanding broadcast crew, for Jeremy Knudsen, for the man to my right, Mr. Tyler Evil, for Jason Grantham, and my broadcast partner, Chris Andriatis, I'm Kevin Derryberry. Until next time, so long for now.